And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com. Because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Listen to Jim Rome and the Jungle, weekday mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, live from the Harmon Solar Studios.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody. It's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Oh, crap. Did we forget to invite Ralph? I think Ralph's supposed to be on. Oh, man. Sorry about that. He might just be sitting there. I don't even... There he is.
Hi, Ralph.
Sorry. I don't know. It just occurred to me Friday. Wait a minute. Somebody's supposed to be here.
I
Hey,
just
Ralph.
think Keon's pissed at me, so I was like, all right. No, it's actually due to many complaints about seeing your mug on the YouTube. So
I don't blame him.
Whatever the case, Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us, and you know, Keon's not mad at anybody. He's had 24 hours, Dan Snyder free, and he's just in a chipper mood, a good mood, and so now so is the new owner of the Commandos, Josh Harris. I guess you remember we were talking about that By Dan beer. Well, evidently, some radio show from the local area there was over at that brewery hanging out, and they had like 1,000 people with them. And Josh Harris got on the phone and bought everybody a beer. See, there you go.
He bought everybody a beer, and someone said, "How much do you think it's going to cost?" And he said, "Well, I might have to dip into my savings a little bit, but I think we'll do all right."
Yeah, wink, wink. Oh, this is going to hurt me. I'm a billionaire. This is really going to cut into. I'm going to have to probably just. I'll have to get the ad version of Netflix, but I'm good for the beer.
After he is spent $6 billion, he might be a little strapped, if you know what I mean.
Nope.
He was.
Can I tell you why? No, because he ain't spending his own money. You know what I'm saying? Smart businessmen spend somebody else's money, not their own money. And I guarantee you, not one single check from Josh Harris is going to, be a problem, because his country club dues are paid, his billionaire mansion guy, taxes are paid, and the rent, everything, everything's getting paid. Yeah, he ain't gonna go. He's got his reserve. Any super duper rich guy has a reserve of money. To where even if they never worked another day in their life, they're covered. It's a very important thing for rich people to make sure that no matter what happens, you don't gamble, with your own money. You gamble with somebody else's money.
Is that true, Keon? You have a reserve built up to you?
Oh boy. What is the opposite of a reserve? Is that just do I have a deficit built up? Yeah, I think I might have one of those. But no, he was just joking and having a good time with everybody, and it sounds like everybody's just thrilled that he's there. Part of it is, the thrill that he's not Dan Snyder, so that helps. But he just seems like a really pleasant guy. And the thing with Dan was he was always a recluse. He didn't like hanging out with people. He didn't like talking to the media. He didn't like talking to the fans. None of that stuff. And it seems like Josh actually likes that part of it. So, that they already love him over there.
Well, they love him now and like it now until there's 20 more years of not winning. Then he won't want to hang out with fans either.
Well, wow. And here comes Ralph, ladies and gentlemen, with the opening shot.
Ralph,
just saying.
Do you think the only problem we had with Dan was that he wasn't winning?
Oh, no, obviously there was other problems.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the fact that he wasn't winning in that market.
But not just not winning, like being actively bad for years and years and years and years. You hired Jim Zorn as your head coach. The hell are you doing?
Whoa. Let's not talk bad about Jim Zorn.
Jim Zorn, the football player, good player.
All
Jim
right.
Zorn, the football coach.
Well, he was decent.
That's fine.
No.
He wasn't great.
So we got plenty to talk. By the way, we're starting the show today on the NFL. I'm just kind of tired of this crap. I keep trying to talk NFL, and then we just never get to it. So I'm flipping it over, and I'm starting it this way. So don't at me, bro, as they say. By the way, it's the last day of Christmas in July with Kasai. Your last chance to win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Just listen to the show today. When you hear one of Santa's reindeer's names worked in cleverly into conversation, we're not going to announce it. You're just going to have to listen for it. Pay attention. I know on this show, it's hard to pay attention. We change the subject very fast. You never know what's going to happen. But if you want the $50 gift card, you're going to have to do what you got to do. So when you hear the reindeer name, just text it in. And then at that moment, you are automatically enrolled into the drawing. It happens at the end of the show by the random number generator. So be listening, pay attention. When you hear one of the Santa's reindeer names, text it in. And remember, if you have kept track of all the reindeer names from the week, you have an additional chance to get another $50 gift card.
Wow.
If you send in the whole list. So be listening for your chance to win from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse.
You know what I love about our friends over at Kasai? I mean, they realize that during this terrible heat wave that we're in, we all need a little Christmas now.
See, don't do that.
Yeah, we see.
I hate when you play this.
So, I mean, right now is when we need a little, you're thinking about the snow and, the pine trees and the swooshing and the skiing and all that business, the tobogganing. The hot toddies, right? I mean, right now, at 118, we need a little Christmas.
Anything else but this song?
Well, I mean, it's not like Silver Bells or Jingle Bells.
Can't you find a different song to torment me with?
What would you like? Well, listen, I am not trying to torment you. I'm trying to cool you down. Well, I don't have to cool you down, but my friends Ralph and Keon and myself, we're still here in the convection oven known as Phoenix, Arizona, getting our asses kicked by this heat.
Well, I'm coming back tomorrow, so I mean, I probably still have another 2 weeks of 115.
You get some of that nice, cool, nice air in the evening, but we're getting there.
It's 82 degrees here, so
see what I mean?
Wow,
see 82? What I mean? It's like 115 here. That's what it is here. It's 111 right now downtown Phoenix.
Yeah. I don't want to come back, but I have to. I have no choice. But I'm thinking of taking that deer head with me. Just grab that thing off the wall, see if they notice. I don't know. So the Washington Commanders is a dumb name. And a lot of people agree to that. Keon, do you think that the Washington Commanders is a dumb team name?
I mean, it's not dumber than any others. Like what is a Titan in Tennessee besides the alliteration? What does that do?
Matter where a Titan is in Tennessee, where a Titan is everywhere is a hero, a giant sort of superhero in mythology. So that, I mean, no, a Titan would never waste its time in Tennessee. Not really. But you name the team something that's kind of cool, go with it. So don't go picking on another team's name just because yours sucks. You have an opportunity to get a new one.
What I'm saying is I don't care. I no longer care. We've had team name conversations and switch ups. And look, it does seem like Josh Harris wants to change the team name. He hasn't said Commanders once since he purchased the team.
Well, that and Magic Johnson went on the Today Show, and I think Magic Johnson's going to end up being the face of the team, maybe as much, if not more, than Josh Harris. But he basically says, everything is on the table, especially after this year. Because they're asking him, hey, how about a name change? And he says, we'll see where we are with the name, but I can't say that right now. And like you say, Josh Harris not uttering the name. And it's a good giveaway that they're going to change it first chance they get. You say it could be 4 more years, or do you think that the NFL will allow them to do some renovation now?
That I'm not sure on. By the way, I saw they have these shirts that they were giving to like legends of the team, guys like Brian Mitchell that played there before. And it says
Coach Gibbs was there.
It says everything but Commanders on the shirts that they gave those guys. I just don't think that he's in love with that team name. I think it's changing, but I don't know if they're going to make an exception for a team sale. Like they may make an exemption for that, but it's unclear. Right.
Everybody, including the NFL, wants to wash the stink away of Dan Snyder. I say they will make the exception. It's not something that comes up very often. A team changing its name, so there's no reason for
twice
them.
So far.
Well,
third time's
it's Commander's going to do what a Commander's going to do, right?
Well, I mean, does that mean that their fight song's going to change? Because I fulfilled a promise that I made to Keon.
No, the fight song.
You found a better version of the fight song?
Oh my God, yes. This is a.
Let's see what it really is supposed to sound like.
I mean, listen to that. I mean, that's well done.
That's an actual band playing actual music. I assume marching upright, not just falling over sadly.
Oh, it's a marching band, yeah. Oh, yeah,
that's right, guys. In that stadium.
I don't mean to be mean, but it's not great.
You don't like that?
Great. No,
stop.
Well, I was. We.
You like it, Keon? Do you like that version?
I do. Yes, that's the actual version of the
song. Version.
It's not great.
Well, I mean, I took a little time. I called some people.
Whatever.
I came up with a new one myself. So let me know what you think about this one.
Is this from the 1980s?
I mean, just giving us, it builds. Here we go.
Oh, we ready?
See what I mean there? I mean, it gets going. It gets going.
Commander.
Hey, come on.
He can't even believe he's saying Commander.
Oh, I mean, come on.
That's just bad. That's so bad.
What do you know about music?
Well, first of all, the name just sucks.
I like this better than the other song.
I'm just saying.
Who ready? Stop. Who ready? The other song is the original. It's the classic. Randy was playing the version of that song where nobody was playing in key or in time or in rhythm.
Hey, I've got a suggestion, Randy.
This one.
When the Commanders are winning, you play the good one. When they're losing, you play the other one. Because when they have a losing record, play the bad one.
So this is you're saying this is the bad one here?
That sounds the same as the one you just played a minute ago.
Or do you think this?
They do not sound the same.
This is the bad one. This is where they're all out.
Sounds farther off in the distance.
Yeah, they're all out of tune and everything. Sounds like a handful of drunks picked up on the sidewalk.
Sounds the same to me.
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
I am Jenna from The Office. They're exactly the same.
There's no accounting for taste. That's fine.
So if they're doing good and they're winning, I should play the more hip hoppy version.
Oh, there you go.
Sure,
Sure.
Like this one.
We probably get rid of this front part. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I could clip it. Sure.
Go right to I'm a Washington Commander.
Well, you can't skip the first part because that's the. Come on.
Oh, that's horrible.
No, that's the Archie Eversole "We Ready" is its own song, and then he added the this part onto it.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The way he's saying "commander" is just it makes it. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It makes it worse. Why don't we wait until the team changes the name before you come up with another one of these songs?
Well,
You know what I
guess
mean?
back to the old drawing board for the
But
musicians.
look, I don't care what they call the team. The colors are burgundy and gold. I want that to be the same, and then just I don't know, pick a decent name. I don't really. I've gone through this for like 5 years now.
Yeah,
I'm tired of it. I actually do not care.
How about go back to the original name?
You can't because there's a tribe that's you physically can, I suppose, but you shouldn't because there's a tribe that's in that area that does not like that name, and I think and it's a slur to them.
And
it's not just any.
We conquered this country. We do what we want,
and it's not just
right,
any
Ralph?
tribe.
World history is about conquering. Get over it.
Okay, but that doesn't mean you have to be. That doesn't mean you have to be an a-hole. Okay,
It's not being an a-hole.
Yes, you are.
Ralph's
Yes,
like,
you are.
have to
It's the Native Americans in that area. That was a slur to them. It wasn't to every Native American group, but to them.
I'd like to go talk to them. I'd like to go talk to them
to tell them what on the small box of land that they have now, which is smaller than what they used to have. What are you going to go and tell them?
They're the damn Redskins. I don't care what any of you
Ralph,
say.
who's saying, "Oh, man, this isn't a racist name," and then last week he's like, "Oh, one guy said there was hazing at Northwestern, and now
I don't live in a safe space, so I don't really care.
It's not about a safe space.
You can call me a WAP for all you want. It doesn't mean anything to me.
They have been fighting to get that name changed since the 1970s. This isn't some new thing. They have been saying it's a slur for a long time.
And even if the tribe doesn't say it, even if Ralph doesn't say it, if you take a step back and look at this, yeah, it's a slur.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'll be in the middle on this. It's a slur. You can argue it any way you want just because white America accepted it for a long time and some people got used to it on both sides of the situation.
America accepted it for a long time, not white America. America.
So what difference could that possibly make?
America.
Because the rest of America didn't feel like they had a voice to stand up against white America.
Let's change the subject before I go off.
So
I don't want to go off.
Bring it! I will take you down. It's
Cleveland Indians, Washington Redskins. Let's go.
Here's the thing. This is where I'll show you where I'm in the middle, Ralph. Cleveland Indians, I don't think there was anything wrong with the name Indians. That was a thing that was disparaging, or even Chiefs, not disparaging. Redskins, disparaging. That really is. So, case by case, you can take these things and you'll find where the truth is. But the truth is, Redskins is a slur. Just because you grew up with it and we're used to it doesn't mean it's not wrong.
Well, no, I have Native American friends that think it's not a slur.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
we just played the
and
card.
that's the reason why I said
you have ones that say it is.
And it's not that I have ones that say it is. The ones in the area that the team is actually located, the people who are going to be affected most by hearing that damn name every day, they're the ones that get to have a say, not Native Americans in like New Mexico. With all due respect,
in New Mexico,
with all due respect, that's not affecting you to the same degree. So you know what? If it wasn't a slur for your tribe, that's fine.
It wasn't for my tribe. So.
It's not even about tribes. By itself, in the actual English language, it is a slur.
Well, that's the thing. Is it's not? Yes. It's the context of who came into contact.
Say yellow skin to an Asian person, that's a slur. So would redskin.
I'm just going based on what people said when they first encountered them. That was a slur when they encountered each other, and it continued to be one, and they did not like that. I don't have any problem giving up the name of a football team so that some actual human beings, the people who live in real life, can have a little bit more comfort. I'm okay with that.
Gives them comfort. Okay. Randy, what's your opinion? I just haven't heard from you. Being very quiet.
Stirring the pot, are we?
I think everything that needs to be said has been said.
That is the voice of experience.
Are you sure you don't want to take Rob Manfred's job? Because you were immediately doing a better job of answering questions.
Yeah.
A couple more drinks and he's ready.
With age comes wisdom, gentlemen, and knowing when to say something and when to keep quiet.
All right.
You can just keep going.
I'm so tempted, but well, all right.
This is a good conversation.
Radio Ron's probably shifting in the seat a little bit right now. So
Ralph's never coming on again.
Well, I mean, I know you're not an evil person, Ralph,
No,
but and I
not.
understand that there's a thought process that you're coming from, but
I'm just old school. I
just
don't-
can't get on board with that
I
one,
just,
man.
I'm just old school and I don't see it, but whatever. I mean, it's not my decision. If it was my team, I'd put it right back to that name.
Ralph,
But
you
it's
should
not my
join the
team.
new school. Less racist.
No.
888-368-1580. The Jet says, first, good afternoon, gentlemen, and happy Friday. It's really freaking hot. Pour me a tall beer. Get that man a drink, would you? Jagdog says, this is what you need to do with DeAndre Ayton. Dutch scratching technique.
Who was talking about DeAndre
Where did that
Ayton?
come from?
What
show are you listening
I think
to?
Jagdog might be listening to yesterday's
Maybe a
show.
podcast. Maybe.
My
Gets the
wife
best of
asked me
us.
about that. She's found the Daily Blender app because there's an app for our podcast, and she's like, "Well, do people use this to listen?" And I'm like, "Only if they want to hear yesterday." So yeah, if you're listening to a podcast, if you're on that app, if you're on the 1580 Fanatic app, you're listening to live radio. NFL Blitzer says new Washington team would be the Washington Snyders.
Why?
Wow.
That's wrong.
What, in that you want them to describe themselves as entirely self-destructive? No, they should have been called that while he was still the owner.
That'd been funny. Wilbur says, I still see you keep the Washington mascot name and on the side of the helmet, but it's a picture of a red potato. No, you're not going to get to call them the Redskins if you have a
red
potato.
potatoes?
Are we
Potato
offensive
skins.
toward potatoes now? Come on.
Well, no, it's just not particularly intimidating.
It could be a redskin
why-
potato. What's wrong with that?
It's
With all due
very
respect.
offensive to all potatoes.
All potatoes?
Just,
Okay.
just don't want to be a potato for a mascot.
I mean, you said
That sounds like a song that Fish Tank should write and perform. I just don't want to be a potato. Navy Brad says, I got 20 on Keon to beat Sir in 3 rounds. He is a little bit upset, so I think, that's probably a good bet.
Me and Keon are
Yeah,
not going to fight.
we're not going to fight. No.
No, we're not. into that.
Blissful Hayes says, I agree with Ralph. I don't believe Redskins is a slur at all. It's the color of skin only. Well, it's
Okay, well, that's obviously a problem, and I hope you see that. But also, you don't get to decide what isn't and is a slur when you're not the person getting called it. You know what I mean? Like that's not your call to make.
Blissful Hayes says nothing negative about that at all. And here's a song that Keon has probably heard all his life. I have Native American friends. I have a friend.
It's like what's yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not racist. I have friends that are whatever we're talking about.
Do you know?
I have friends.
You got to remember, though, that word's been so diminished nowadays. Everybody's racist. So
I have Native American friends who say it's not offensive, says Blissful Hayes. Big George says, why don't we just come to a compromise? No, it's America. We don't do that.
not anymore.
He says, no, it's about the name. He says, have the Washington Commanders change their name to the Washington Honkies. I'm all right with that. Being a honky.
Call them the Quakers. I don't care. Call them what you want.
Well, I think there's a copyright infringement with the older George Bush's wife, Barbara. I think she would probably. Is she still alive? The Quaker Oats guy?
I think she just died recently.
Yeah, no, she's no longer with us.
Let's see. Walter Mellon says Wilbur's dropping straight fire today. He said he still sees.
Damn.
Yeah, boy, you caught that. I missed that.
Wow.
Yeah, he says, I still see. Yeah. Oh, Wilbur. Hope springs eternal. Beer Bob says, I'm on Keon's side. There's no way to reason with a Sea Chicken fan that has framed jersey of his own on the wall back there. When did you play for the Seahawks, Ralph?
Don't you have a Colt jersey with your name on it?
Yes,
in the back, hanging up.
Yes, I do. Because I refuse to wear some
Another
other
man's
name on my back.
I'm the same way. So number 12 is for the fan, and my fan name is Romano, and that's how the Seahawks do it. So I'm sorry that
I think it's more about it just being a Seahawks jersey than anything.
It might be.
I see you're in full Seahawk attire today, Ralph.
I'm getting excited, man. The season's getting close. I got my invitation to the fantasy league and to the pick'em, so I got all going. So.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm getting everything straightened out in the league. So check your emails, check your spams, make sure you're in the right place. I've also said, hey, if you're not going to play this year, let me know. We got a waiting list of people who are wanting to join a league. And before we start just another Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, I want to make sure that all the other ones are filled first. So pay attention. Please let us know what your intentions are, and we'll get you all sorted, and everybody will get to play in a league. I promise. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're talking NFL because I ain't waiting no more. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. If you speed, there are lots of sounds that you might hear, like the sound of your vehicle crashing, because eventually speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Major League Baseball, the Diamondbacks on the road tonight to take on the Cincinnati Reds. Arizona getting a run and a half, minus 182 on the money line, while Cincinnati minus a run and a half, plus 150. On the run line, Arizona plus 102, Cincinnati minus 120. The over-under in Cincinnati, 10.5. The Dodgers are in Texas tonight to take on the Rangers. The Dodgers minus a run and a half, plus 160. The Rangers getting a run and a half, minus 194. Over-under in Arlington, 9.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there.
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and geraniol and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. Get a $20 bonus gift card for every $100 gift card you buy. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and their signature cocktails. Now through July, for every $100 gift card you buy, get an extra $20 bonus card. Bonus cards cannot be used on the date of purchase. Go to KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today, Pleasure here on 1580 The Fanatic. I was ready to move on. I was ready. But this is the dumbest damn take I've ever read on this show.
Uh-oh.
From Blissful Hayes. Jeffrey being a hypocrite again, he can say rednecks all he wants, but when somebody says redskins, he starts crying everyone's racist. That's got to be one of the dumbest damn things I've ever read in the history of reading text for this show. Just going to let that simmer for a minute.
I have a question for Keon.
Sure.
Oh God.
No, this is a real question.
And we're off again.
If I had an old Washington Redskin Sean Taylor autographed helmet and gave it to you as a gift, would you keep it?
I would. And I have all the other stuff that I have.
So you don't find it offensive, right?
They were given to me and they were gifts. But I don't really wear them out, but I keep them.
Yeah. It doesn't make you feel like you're doing something wrong or offending people with your collection?
No, not really. And well, first off, it's in my house. So like, no.
Mm-hmm. If someone comes over though, if they're Native American, they get offended by your collection.
Yeah, I'll put it away. But the thing is, like, it's about continued harm and continued hurt. So like having your stuff, like I don't think anybody, it's up to you, but I'm not going to tell anybody that you have your old gear, throw all that stuff away. But, does the team name have to continue to bear that, so that when we talk about this team, we are also using a slur for a group of people every single time we talk about them. I don't think that necessarily needs to be the case.
I think I'd feel weird about having it personally. I would feel weird about having it.
Really?
I mean, yeah, because it's an honest, sentiment that I'm giving you about how I feel about it, and I would probably have some. Blissful Hayes says redneck is a racial slur, jackass.
It
is really not.
It was made by white people to describe other white people.
Guess what?
Rich
White
people
trash
used it
came
to talk
from us
about
white
poor
dudes.
white people. It's just
no, that's white trash.
And your redneck is a choice. It's not skin you were born with, dummy. Anyway, if you're ready to move on, I am.
Let's go.
It was an honest question. I didn't mean to derail.
Yeah, no, it's.
I would rename them the Hogs personally. I like that name.
Well, now here's a couple of names that is being bandied about, and I know we've done this before, and Keon is just sick to damn death of it. But I mean, there has to be some new ideas that get brought up, because here's the front runners still right now, and some of the ones that were front runners before are right here. The Washington Red Tails that comes up as an idea, of the Tuskegee Airmen. I've always liked that one. Washington Red Hogs. I think that one sounds dumb. Washington Pigskins. Now I kind of dig that one. I don't remember hearing that one so much the last time they did this, but I kind of like it. And Washington Majors, I feel like you'd want a higher rank than Major.
You're now just going down, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean, you went from commander to,
I think you want to connect to the team's history, which is why I think Hogs makes a lot of sense, because that's part of your history.
Pigskins does too, because it complements the past, the Hogs, but also we call the football a pigskin. And then another one was the Washington, D.C. Football Club. Like a whole big long name, the DCFC.
Too soccerish.
Yeah, that's the thing. It does. It sounds just like soccer.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some better ideas out there. I've always hoped that they would come up with some better ideas. And it doesn't even have to, doesn't have to be Washington centric. We just talked about how the Titans. What the hell is there about Tennessee that invokes the thought process of a Titan?
I don't know.
Nothing. But it's a good name. So, there should be some other good suggestions out there. And I don't know that I want to go through this on the text line where everybody comes up with their silly names. And, we've done that bit, but, what do you think is the best way to go? I mean, now you know who's involved. You know that Magic Johnson's involved. You know that Josh Harris is involved. And, maybe I don't think they listened the last time everybody voted.
No, they basically did a sham, fan. They asked the fans, but they went with the name that they wanted. They went with the name that they thought would be the most, endearing. If you mention the military, that's a thing that you're always going to pull positively with that. Like, that's what they did. They went with the name that would help them bury scandals the best. So that's unfortunate because it robbed everybody of being a part of that process when that's what they promised. But yeah, I agree with Ralph. I think the Hogs is probably the one I like the most because
Red Hogs or
not just Red Hogs, just Hogs.
Just Hogs.
I mean,
I love that name.
The offensive line, back in the 80s when that team was dominant, they were called the Hogs. That's where that name came from. They bullied people. They pushed people around. They got in the dirt. I mean, that to me, that has the history of the team all over it because when the team was at its best, the Hogs were there. So I just think do that.
And it's generational because they had cross-dressing hogs in the stands. I mean, so that's perfect for nowadays.
They're still there.
Right? So it takes us
I
into
think
today. It's very progressive.
There's a lot of people who would be against the cross-dressing Hogs.
Why? It was awesome. It was great.
They have literally not stopped doing it in that stadium. So
they're still there, right?
I don't think that
I feel triggered.
But it's their tradition. I think it's a cool tradition.
No, I'm being facetious. I think it's a great tradition.
Yeah,
I've
it's very progressive. Everybody's cross-dressing nowadays, so it's very progressive.
Oh my God.
Mr. Pink Eye says cops and PETA would find pigskins offensive.
They might.
I'm really mad about PETA. Can I tell you something that makes me mad about PETA? Here's what I'm mad about PETA. I like pita bread, and so I don't feel like they should call themselves something I like. Pita bread is tasty. It's amazing. Who says no ever to pita bread? Nobody says no to pita bread. And then you hear PETA. They need to change. Why should we have to change a delicious food? Because
people eating tasty animals? I love that name. You kidding me?
If only that's what they
that's good.
What they pushed. Jagdog earlier was saying that Dutch scratching technique is what you need to do with DeAndre Ayton. I looked it up and I wish I hadn't. But I'm going to make sure you guys all know what it means too.
That's okay.
It's the sort of torture is called Dutch scratching, a technique for inflicting pain more than killing over a naked male subject who is strapped down to a seatless chair where his hands are tied behind the chair's backrest and his thighs or his legs are tied to the legs of the chair.
Oh.
Yeah, we should do that, DeAndre.
Why?
I don't know. Jagdog said it. In fact, he brought it up, scares me. So I'm
why
just
does he know
this? Why are you thinking of DeAndre Ayton in that way? That's the question that I have. It's just he's a basketball player who should try a little harder. He's not.
I don't think we need to torture him. Maybe waterboard him a little. That's all. I mean, nothing
a little.
More. Yeah.
Oh, just a little.
Let's not get crazy. Jagdog also says Hogs is offensive to the women of the Midwest. He's not wrong.
Wow.
He's not wrong. Washington pork rinds, says Baker's Cocky Hens. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought we weren't going to do. Washington Sentinels, bring in Shane Falco. Okay. Wilbur says Washington Crackers and their cheerleaders can be called the Saltines. Get it? Because they're salty. Oh my God. I really want to end this work.
Pretty creative.
You wanted to talk football right off the top there,
just
Jacko.
trying to move on to actual football. But by the way, the ESPN. Remember how the ESPN had to fire everybody because they ran out of money?
Yeah, right.
And so now they've been. I remember I told you that they've been looking for people to invest. They're looking for some cash investors. Yeah. Now it turns out the ESPN went over to the NFL and said, "Hey, how would you like to? Maybe you want to buy a stake in the company? Would you be want to own the ESPN? Yeah."
No, thanks. We already have a television network. We call it the NFL Network.
They are so damn desperate. They are trailer park alcoholic desperate, asking for, could you just give me a little money? Listen, I love you, right? They're asking ESPN for money. They already have, like you say, their own network. Plus, ESPN was supposed to be at some point journalistic. You know.
Oh, that ended a long time ago,
10 years ago.
Once they became like the official broadcast partner of Monday Night Football, how journalistic can you be? Like if you say certain things that the NFL doesn't like, you might lose that game.
Yeah, you're right. And well, they're not just talking to the NFL; they're talking to the NBA and Major League Baseball. They're like,
who they also can't be journalistic about.
Yeah, don't call me a whore. It's called a strategic partnership. Why are you holding a towel up? Just close the door of my trailer. ESPN is in serious trouble right now, is what I'm really trying to tell you.
Well, good.
Yeah, well, you say good, but what would we lose?
Nothing.
What would we lose?
Nothing.
Well, that's a damn good point.
I would think that we wouldn't lose a lot, and I would think that it would be absorbed into the NFL network. It would be absorbed into other cable
there's
cable
CBS
networks.
Sports.
There's any number of ways that they could split up what they're doing into these other networks. So I don't see that we would lose that much.
ESPN was a great idea at the time. They were pioneers in what they did, and we have today because of them. But I think their time has passed. We don't need them anymore.
I feel like the only thing we get out of ESPN anymore is Sports Center. A lot of people are watching Sports Center, but I mean, who really watches anything else on ESPN?
I like NFL Live, and that's about it.
I mean, you can get the same content on the NFL Network.
Yeah, I just happen to like the hosts on NFL Live, and I think that they do a really good job of breaking things down. But yeah, you could get that on the NFL Network, and I agree with Ralph. We're not going to lose anything because I think what we lost from ESPN, we lost it a long time ago.
Yeah, I always wondered why CBS or even the FS1 didn't do an hour-long sports show. They do talk shows, but they don't do like ESPN's Sports Center. What's the version of Sports Center over there?
Fox, they did. Remember that it was in the evening. It was like a primetime sports show, geared directly competing with a Sports Center. It was those two. But see, the problem, they had these two mongoloids on there that couldn't even put a sentence together. I mean, these guys. It was just stupid. I was just saying that to Miss Kim before I came on the air here. I was watching the CBS highlight show, and they're just dumb. They have no level of professionalism on the TV show whatsoever.
Okay,
I mean,
are they news dumb or are they Daily Blender dumb?
No, they're like, it would be like us doing Sports Center. It would be like us doing Sports Center.
That'd be good.
One of them was wearing like a soccer jersey. The other guy had a full suit on. They were joking about bread or something. I'm like, what the hell are you people talking about? This is a sports talk show, is it not?
Do you think that's the same people think when they tune into this show for the first time?
Well, we're not a sports talk show. We're an entertainment show.
Well, maybe that's what Fox intended for that show.
Oh, my God.
That sounds terrible, though.
I mean,
I love how you guys all think it's terrible what we're doing here right now.
Well, no,
that's not what I said.
Radio and TV aren't the same thing. And secondly, like
we got pictures.
We're having fun on a show. They are trying to say, here's a way for us to give you the information. And then also, we're going to get you these jokes. The Blender's the other way around. We've got jokes for you. And then also, if you learn something now, that's kind of nice.
Well, I've told people this is a comedy show masquerading as a sports show, but other people on the show think it's a sports show masquerading as a comedy show. And anybody, whatever you think it is, you're right.
Yeah.
And, even if you think it sucks. That's what
it's just, do you guys watch Sports Center? I know you do. So I know you could try to figure out how to compete with them on a level that would actually be competing instead of putting like ridiculousness on. It'd be like me and you, Jeffrey, doing Sports Center.
I think that'd be amazing.
It would be amazing for us, but I mean,
it would last a week. You'd get cut off. I mean, Jeffrey alone, the FCC would be like,
I mean, we would have a lot of fun doing it. We should have our own TV show. But
Ralph, if you were a guest contributor, that'd be the end of it.
I would get fired first day. I already know that.
It's reading highlights and showing highlights. How hard can that be?
The only person left is Keon, just sort of sitting there going, I feel bad being here.
When does football start?
Everyone I know is gone. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I swear to God, more NFL football. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And hey, how about this? The Giants, they've got themselves a running back. They have signed James Robinson. And wait a minute. Do you think that James Robinson's 81 runs and 340 yards is as good as Saquon Barkley? I feel like this may not be the same. Are they expecting that this James Robinson sign is going to cushion the blow of Saquon Barkley sitting out for the year?
Well, no,
I don't. I think it's
see how
just
they could.
I think it's just a reach. You just they need a human being to play that position. And James Robinson at his peak, had a couple of good years, quality years, but he's not Saquon. Like nobody is going to be that's available right now as talented and gifted as the guy they refuse to pay money to play the position they are currently trying to fill.
So they got Matt Breida, Gary Brightwell, and Eric Gray, and James Robinson. Huh.
James Robinson, who did OTAs with the Patriots for about 2 weeks, and then they cut him.
Good luck, Giants.
If you get cut in OTAs, yeah,
it's not great.
All right, so Saquon Barkley looking like he's probably going to just sit out for the rest of the year, I guess. I mean, can't the Giants do something? Why aren't they just doing something? Because this is they are wrong in this, and they are wasting time. And then if they were hoping to have a continuation of success, this is not the way to do it.
Yeah, I don't understand what the plan is for them here, because either eventually they cave and pay him what he wants. Because if they think he's going to cave, it doesn't seem like he has to. You know, he didn't sign a contract with them, so there's not all of the fines that normally apply to guys holding out don't apply to Saquon. He's technically not on the roster. So what do? That he doesn't have to fold at all. There's no pressure they can put on him.
He got done dirty.
So
King of Kittens. So Barkley is not a bum. Okay. He's not a bum. He's a guy who got lied to. He was promised something and they went back on it the next day. He's not a bum. I understand the sentiment. We've seen a lot of these bazillionaire football players start acting twitchy on their contract. And I kind of feel that same, hey, you signed the contract, fulfill the contract, be a man and do your business. This is not what that is, King of Kittens. And he's definitely not a bum. And he is not dime a dozen. Other running backs might be a dime a dozen. He is not. There's about 5 guys in the league right now that are running backs that do not fit into that classification. And you're saying I could find an NFL running back on the street. I could get a JUCO transfer who will perform better. No, you won't, King of Kittens. You won't. Randy,
and look,
go ahead.
they by the way, just one thing before you say something, Randy. They drafted him with the number 1 overall pick, so they don't think that either.
I'm just wondering. So because they franchise tagged him, he doesn't have an active contract except for this franchise tag. Is that correct?
That's right. And he hasn't signed it, so it's not even active.
So then why is he not an unrestricted free agent then?
Because once the team offers you the franchise tender, according to the CBA, you are a restricted free agent.
Yeah.
You can negotiate with the team, and that's it.
You can play for them, or you just don't play. Is basically the truth of it.
Listen, if I'm and I'm not a big union guy, but if I'm the players' union, I'm changing that aspect.
Guess
right
what?
away.
You're right, Randy. And coming up here in the next CBA, there's going to be some moves to get rid of this tactic by the teams to wait until the last minute. And then, even if they said, okay, fine, go and do what you want, it's a bit late for teams to start trying to structure their salary cap to try to find a way to bring somebody on like Saquon Barkley.
But they franchise tag him. They give him a tender. He gets $10 million, right, to play?
Yes. But he's worth more than that 10. He's worth more than that 10.
I don't think it's bad.
But to them,
still, Ralph, I don't think that it's bad. I think $10 million is a lot of dollars. $10 million is a lot of money. The point here that I'm trying to make it, and that I think everybody's trying to make on the Saquon thing, is he had an agreement in place verbally by the Giants, and then they stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, they are the villains here.
It's not as though they kind of surprised him with this franchise tender thing, and I think it's just wrong for them to do that.
And the thing is that it's not that $10 million is just chump change, and he shouldn't be happy to get that. It's that what running backs in particular want is longevity in their contracts. They want to be able to play and know, like, I'm going to be able to play with this team for a long time with some amount of guaranteed value. And if Saquon Barkley were allowed to go on the open market and negotiate with everyone, he'd get the money he was looking
Absolutely.
for.
Absolutely. Probably more.
But there is no open market.
But you also know that in that position, that running back position, you're never going to have longevity because they're good for about
which is
exactly, it's 4 to 5 years and they're done.
Right. Which is exactly his point. He just finished his rookie contract, so he knows my next big payday, I have to go get it, and they're taking a year from me.
Yeah.
To be able to negotiate.
But even in his rookie contract, how often was he hurt?
Once.
Here's what I love.
He missed one, but he missed
one
year
and a half season, basically.
What I love is the thought that Saquon Barkley getting hurt is his fault. They
No,
run these running backs to damn death, and he had to work with a less than optimal O line. So, does he seem or look like a guy who doesn't take care of himself?
No, I totally agree.
You think he's not stretching?
I just
not
think
Eddie Lacy.
It's the one position in the NFL where I think they're always going to be treated a little different because of what you just said. They're beat up so bad after they've been in the league 5-6 years. They go downhill quick.
And that's the reason why, if you're an elite guy that has the ability to negotiate, I don't blame you for trying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's the position he's in, is he's one of the best that the league has. Him and Josh Jacobs and Christian McCaffrey. And I don't know how much left is there for Derrick Henry with that, but Derrick Henry got his money. He got paid.
Yeah, he's at the end.
He got paid, and he played at a high level throughout that contract.
Well, the guy with the Vikings, they released him.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. He was one of the top running backs in the league as well.
Boomer Sooner says the Giants are a business. It's their call.
Well, then let them call. The
and
problem
guess
is they're
what?
locking down an elite running back. They shouldn't do that.
Giants are a business, but Saquon Barkley is also a business, and it's his call. It is his call whether or not. Yeah, and this is a right to work situation. Everybody is playing the cards they have in their hand. The Giants, of course, did him dirty. They did screw him over after promising him something. You could say, Radio Ron is a businessman. It's his call. But if he promised me something and then turned around and went back on that, I'd be like, what, dirty bastard. Luckily, Radio Ron's not that kind of guy. But I would also have a choice. Do I stay working here or do I go somewhere else? Do I work every angle of my contract and he works every angle of his contract? It's the same thing with us as it would be with Saquon Barkley and the Giants. The only thing here is Saquon Barkley, he got screwed over. Now he has one card to play, and that is to sit out. And yeah, he's going to lose that $10 million. He's going to forego that because he knows he's worth more. And all he has to do is stay healthy, stay in shape. And next year, guaranteed, he will get the money he was originally looking for. But it's sad the Giants have sort of cheated him out of a year of his productiveness.
Is he unrestricted next year? Maybe he is. Maybe I was just looking it up.
I would have to see it, but I think that they would have to offer him a new franchise tender. And I don't think it's going to be more next year if they have to do it again.
Because what is he probably looking for? He's probably worth like 3 year, 60 million, maybe 40 guaranteed. It's probably what he's worth.
3 and 60 would be good, I think.
Yeah, I think that's
gives
good.
him guaranteed money and a signing bonus.
They offered him 16 or 17 million a year.
Oh, they
and
did.
then they took it back.
Yeah, right. He was okay with that, and he could have got the 60. They were offering around 45, 47, and he went to his agent and said, "Hey, this is where I want to be. Don't quibble over the money. Yes, we could probably get more, but no, let's not do that. I want to be a Giant. Just make it happen." And then 2 days later, the Giants screwed him over.
SportTrack confirms it. SportTrack.com. He'll be a free agent next year. So
unrestricted.
Yeah, UFA, unrestricted free agent.
Well, and then I guess that's the end game, and the Giants just massively shot themselves in the foot. See what happens their season this year.
They stole a year from Saquon, which can work to his advantage.
It really could.
And
he's not going to get beat up for a year now. He's going to take a year, and he's going to continue to stay in shape, but it's still going to take him. He's going to have to get on a team pretty quick to get back into playing shape. We all know there's in shape and then there's football shape. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, what I'm hearing is running backs didn't have anyone smart enough notice this would be an issue for the top tier guys during the last CBA. Yeah. And when you got guys like JC Treader saying some of the dumb crap he's been saying lately, he's like, I can't recommend faking injuries, but it's like, oh my God, dude. And what are you doing?
And also, the CBAs last a while. Like the game was different. Last CBA, Derrick Henry got paid. You know what I mean? Like we have just gotten to the point now where even elite running backs can't get the money that they're looking for. And I don't think anybody could have seen that coming.
So some kid in high school is looking ahead going, well, I guess I'm going to be a wide receiver now. And now you're going to have a bunch of crappy running backs because, people, junior high kids and their parents see what's happening right now. You know why I say that? Remember when people were catching one-handed all the time? No, neither do I. But Odell Beckham Jr. caught with one hand. Everybody went, ooh. Now all these kids practice catching one-handed, and it's not even a big deal anymore. Oh, the three-point shot was sort of a mythical unicorn of a thing. Here comes Steph Curry. Then all these junior high kids, all these high schoolers suddenly like, oh, that's where it is. It's in the threes. Now you got a bunch of guys coming in. A three-point shot is a normal thing. Steph Curry's still a circus freak, but so right now, junior high kids and their parents are seeing Saquon Barkley getting ripped off, and they can't believe their eyes. They're seeing all these other running backs. It's not just him. There's a bunch of running backs. They have a group chat going on right now. I'm not even kidding. They're all in a text together. Like, I can't believe this is happening. And you're seeing that happen. Are you going to be pushing your kid to be a running back right now? No. I'd be saying, hey, kid, maybe if you're a good athlete, maybe try wide receiver, try something else, try quarterback, try something else that maybe there's a chance to make some real money down the road. I just think this is bad for football. But again, CBA coming up. I'm sure that somebody's going to do some work on this to make it right for these running backs. Because, I mean, I don't want to use the term, but if you break it down, it is not fair. It is not fair what is happening to that position. And I'm not saying that just because I was running back.
We just know that like Ralph said, that position ages differently. So the rules shouldn't be the same, because when their rookie contract ends, half their career's over. That's just not right. That's a quarter of your career for
what
the
happened to the
quarterback.
Eric Dickersons and those guys that lasted so much longer, right? The Barry Sanders, or I guess the game's gotten so much more physical, right?
It is faster. It is more physical, but men were more manly back then. So I'm on both sides of the fence on that one. But I got a lot of text sitting here on the text line. So when we come back, we'll pick this right back up again. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug. Get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there.
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and geraniol and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trains certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 and online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from Harmon Solar. Keon Rose is in control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And we're talking about this whole running back thing. And listen, I get it. You know, the big companies, you know, the teams, they don't want to pay any more than they have to pay for anything they want to pay. And that whole Rams running back debacle with Eddie Lacy,
Oh, that was Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley, I mean. Sorry, somebody said Eddie Lacy and it got stuck in my head. Todd Gurley messed up a whole lot of stuff, but I don't think it's fair to look at every single running back through the same lens. I love how they're just like, we're going to abuse you, and then we're going to blame you for it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Cardinals. They made some stupid moves recently, paying Cliff Kingsbury, paying Steve Keim, and paying Kyler Murray. The Giants chose to pay Daniel Jones an exorbitant amount of money because he's a quote unquote quarterback. Although he's just a menial quarterback, an average quarterback at best. That offense doesn't run unless you have a quality running back there. And they decided to just, discredit what Saquon Barkley means to this team. So if I'm Saquon Barkley, I'm going to sit out when I become an unrestricted free agent. Deuces, my brothers, I'm out.
And I think he's going to get a lot of rest in the following months. Hefty Lefty says, unfortunately, the NFL has the weakest player union of the 4 major leagues. Really? See, you know what? I guess I don't know. How do you even know that? How do you?
I mean, it just in terms of, I think you just kind of have to look at like what do the players gain and what do they lose every time they go to these agreements. And it just seems like when you look at the bargaining, NFL players lose more, or at least fail to gain the things that they want. Where NBA players, which is weird because their sport has like less people in it, but NBA players, the concessions that they ask owners to make, it just seems to be easier for them. Even when David Stern was there, and David Stern wasn't a slouch, he wasn't going to give anything easily. Players were still able to get lots of the stuff that they wanted. They wanted the shorter contracts so they could move around and form teams and all that other stuff. And they have it now. Like NBA players are incredibly powerful, but baseball players kind of get a lot of what they want too. And we look at some of those contracts, and anytime somebody goes, what if we had a salary cap? The players unions like, the hell you will. And it never shows up where, in the NFL, you'd love to see, or at least I think the players union would love to see, maybe not the elimination of a salary cap, but some kind of raising of that limit. And they don't get what they want in terms of the lengths of the deals that they would like. They don't get that stuff. They had to fight for health care for people who died of or who are dying of CTE. And that was a battle for something that just seems obvious. Like their union seems to struggle more than all the other ones.
Pierre Bob says, I think Barkley is also pissed off that they gave Daniel Jones $40 million and they won't even give him more than 10. Well, that would be enough. But the fact that the Giants said, you know what, here's the deal. And Barkley says, I'm good with that deal. I'll go ahead and not fight you on this. I'll take that deal. And then he said, oh yeah, by the way, no deal. Franchise tag.
You hire Brian Dable. He shows up. He builds his entire offense around me. But you pay the quarterback and you franchise tag me. Why don't you pay me and franchise tag him? But it's just completely backwards.
Mr. Pink Eye says, I'm a Giants fan, and I don't think they should pay Saquon what he wants. I've heard Giants have given him offers, and his agent is the one that declined them. Well, whatever happened before what you're saying right there is irrelevant. They had a deal, and the Giants went back on it. That's the point. Blissel Hayes says, it's strange because the teams can definitely afford to pay the running backs way more than they're currently worth. With almost $12 billion in generated league-wide, running backs are getting screwed. It's a joke. Well, here's the thing. There's a cap, and it's all about the cap. It's not about the $12 billion of profit. It's an agreed-upon cap, which they make up themselves. So, no, you've got a good point. Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, I see what you did there. No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't. Sorry. Let's kill two birds with one stone, he says. The Washington Chump Changers, and the reindeer name for today is Chump Change. No, it's not. It's not even close. What do you, clearly, you're not seeing things. Kiss the Cook says, New York Giants have always been a running team. Look at their GBs over the past 20 years.
Probably mean Arby's.
I think he means Arby's. Mm-hmm. Oh, now I'm hungry for Arby's.
Oh boy,
I was just going to say that.
The moment you said it, I was like, Arby's.
Roast beef.
Yeah.
Curly fries.
Well, I wish they'd bring back that 5 for $5. That was a good deal.
That was a great deal.
Whatever happened to back in the day? Remember Ezekiel Elliott? That crazy contract he got out of Crazy Jerry. It was like 19 million a year for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't
well, was it though? I mean,
really.
look what's happened to him. And you mean to tell me that Saquon Barkley is not worth 16 million a year? He was asking
at the
for?
very least, yes.
No. I think he's worth it. I think if you look at his stats, I mean, and I've been looking at all the running backs in the past, just kind of following to see how they average. And it's even back in the day. I mean, with the exception of Walter Payton, who played 13 seasons, everyone else lasts about 7 to 10 seasons.
Yeah.
And there's about 5 seasons in there that are pretty solid.
Right.
And then you see a sharp decline at the end. And just even looking at Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, Barkley's got probably about 2 to 3 years, good years left, and then he's probably going to decline pretty hard. So I think you pay him for these next 2-3 years pretty well, and then move on. I don't know why they won't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like right now is the time to pay him. And though if you want to give him like an inflated deal where like you pay the big money up front and then it's less guaranteed on the back end, that way you can kind of get out of the deal if things start to fall apart.
Well,
that just makes more sense than we're just not going to negotiate and play ball.
If you look at like Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon Barkley, it seems like the GMs are forming this sort of new alliance to freeze out running backs, and they're just kind of saying, "Look, well, like Ralph said, you've got 3 or 4 good years in you. Depending on where you're at in your career, you may have 2 or 3 good years in you, maybe, if you don't get hurt." And I would like to see the stats on running backs getting hurt, you know, how often that happens and how long they're out on average. And I would imagine it would be staggering. And these guys have just decided we're not paying any more than this.
I mean, exceptional athletes are going to stop being running backs because of this. And then you're going to have a whole lot of running back by committee.
I agree with that.
Let's go back to fullbacks. But I think if you look at Dalvin Cook, I mean, they were smart to get rid of him. He's had 4 solid years in a row. He's due to start declining. So you let him go. I mean, let him be somebody else's issue.
And I don't think that that's necessarily, you know, the worst thing ever. I think you have to obviously see what the situation is. But Saquon's in his prime right now.
So you pay him now.
Yeah. So now is when you pay him. Like even from just a football standpoint, a cap standpoint, if you're just going to worry about the money, these are the years you pay Saquon for. You're not paying. You're trying not to have a deal that's so bad that you're paying him when he's 30 and he's averaging like 3 yards a carry.
Same with Josh Jacobs. You pay him now.
Mr. Pringle says, Ralph knows what he's talking about. That man deserves a raise. Turn off Keon's microphone.
We are agreeing. How is that possible?
I don't think you give me a raise from 0 to 0.
And also, Keon's running the microphones.
Yeah.
So
he can shut me off.
Yeah, good luck with that, Pringle. Tiger Paws says, another agent said that if State qualified this year and put up really good numbers like he has in the past, I think she means Saquon, he would be worth less because they would say he's a year older and his body's gone through more wear and tear. So he's going to be downgraded just because of all the charts and that show what happens over time to running backs because they've been beat up since the time they started in high school. So this year off I think she's saying could be a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
potentially.
Megatron says if Barkley signs the tag, they can tag him again next year. The only way he can get free is to sit out the whole year. I think that's his intention. Baker's Cocky Hen says Giants will franchise Barkley again next year, and then James Robinson could be the steal of the fantasy draft this year. No, I don't think so.
I don't know about that. They could franchise tag him again. What I'm trying to find out right now with the Goog is if they franchise tag him again next year, is it the same as when you franchise tag any other player 2 times in a row, where that tag goes up? And you have to pay more next year to franchise tag him than this year.
If he's an unrestricted free agent, how could they tag him again?
Doesn't he have to play this year to be?
Yeah, he would. That's if he plays this year. If he
stops.
Yeah,
is okay.
But I believe if he doesn't play at all this year, then he's free of everything.
Okay. Hamilton Porter says, yeah, I'm pretty sure Eddie Lacy ate a couple of running backs back in the day before training camp.
Ooh.
He didn't show up looking that way. Moist One says the Giants ran Kathy Lee Gifford into the ground.
No, I
Is
think
that
was
Frank Gifford joke.
That's a Frank Gifford.
Wow.
I think he ran her into the ground.
Let's see. Boomer Sooner says the Cards paid that running back David Johnson. Yeah, look at that. Now he's with the Texas and he's hurt. Yeah, you're right. The David Johnson. Man, we thought David Johnson was going to be amazing. The minute they paid him, bang, he just bust. My wife says the minute that happened wasn't because he got paid, it's because he had a baby. Yeah, him and his wife had a baby. She thinks that there's a correlation. Anytime a player's wife has a baby, they have a down year the next year. Isn't it like Patrick Mahomes squirting out pups? I mean, I don't think that slowed him down any. Well, I don't know. There might be some science to it.
I don't know that Patrick
I don't
himself
think he's
is the one doing the delivery.
But yes, no, it hasn't slowed him down.
I think. Blissful Hayes says even kickers are getting paid more than running backs. I don't know if that's true.
Well, they're important.
I mean, there are kickers that are making
they're starting to become more and more important.
Yeah.
Man.
Justin Tucker makes more than quite a few running backs.
Wow.
The dude doesn't miss though. That's the thing. So I don't know.
That's kind of saddening. I mean, I heard Eckler saying it really pisses him off that he's sitting there making this much money, and then he sees some third string wide receiver making more than him. And it's just like the principle of it's just kind of aggravating. Baker's Cocky Hen says that James Robbins. Oh, I already read that, so never mind. Here's what it was. He says if he doesn't sign, the deal doesn't go up. If he doesn't play, he gets no time accrued, and he can be franchised again by the Giants. He doesn't have much leverage here until they suck without him.
Well, he could just retire. He did make $30 million guaranteed money on his first contract.
Can he retire and unretire?
It's not like he's going to. It's not like he's going to be, destitute, living out of a cardboard box. He could call it a career. I mean, that's what Barry did. Yeah, that's what Megatron did. Called it a career.
Well,
Blissful Hayes wants to know: can Barkley kick accurate field goals? That might be a way for him to make.
With those legs, he could probably hit an 80-yarder.
I think he'd be dangerous. I think he'd kick a ball through some people.
It could be.
That poor net wouldn't stand a chance behind the goalpost there.
Megatron says each year the tag is recalculated. Second tag is 20% increase on the new top running backs. Third tag 44%. So, yeah, I mean, we're not going to solve this problem here. But the simple fact of the matter, yes, Saquon Barkley, he got screwed by the Giants, and now he's got to figure out what he's going to do. Maybe you just look at this as like, you know what? They have all that power. I may as well play the game, get $10 million, and hope that on the other end of this, they trade me, or something else can happen when I sign the next contract or something. But I don't know that sitting out a year is really ultimately the best thing for him. I mean, I don't mind sticking it to the man, but I don't know.
But his contract's up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out of his contract.
Yeah. So, I mean, he'd have to sign the franchise tag to get his $10 million and play the game. I think that might be better. I'm not going to judge him. I think whatever he decides to do, that is his to do. And I'm not going to be mad at him or call him a bum or just anything. It's just personally, it's just like, yeah, this is bull crap, but okay, give me my money. I'll run and I'll fulfill my contract. But at the other end of this, something's going to change. And okay, so there goes one more year of my productivity. 10 million is better than no million. I mean, I'm all for sticking it to the man, but that is too powerful a man to even try.
Yeah,
at this moment, you got to let the union take care of this. You got to let the CBA take care of this. But where you're at right now, David versus Goliath, they probably should just do your job and get the money.
Well, then they win, because if he goes out and he plays, he's got another year wear and tear on him, and he can no longer ask for $16 million a year.
Do you want him to go out there and shout at a tornado? Because that's what that is. You're screaming at a tornado.
What I'd like him to do personally is just sign the retirement paperwork and say deuces. And I hope
can he come back if he does that?
And I hope
they'll still have rights to him.
Lose their ass.
I mean, wouldn't they still have rights to him if he did that?
And that only hurts him.
Yeah. It really.
I like the sentiment, but I don't
unless
think
he just
work.
really just walks away for real and is just done playing football.
Well, he's not like a stupid man. He got an education at Penn State. So
yeah, I just think that if he likes playing football, like that's your dream. I mean,
I go get that 10 more million.
Yeah, it sucks, but That's a thing with you. You
Well-
battle in the CBA. You show up to all of those NFLPA meetings, and you get those other running backs organized together, and you start talking to the NFLPA about this stuff, because that's where you're going to win this. They have made the CBA every
I don't know,
time.
man.
They have maneuvered it now to where if you hold out, you basically can't win. It's a heads I win, tails you lose situation.
It is not right. And the Giants, you ask them, why are you doing this to Saquon Barkley? Because we can. That is the answer. That is the simple answer.
And
right
man, if he gets that knee injured or he has something happen, it's over for him.
Sure.
Over.
He has a choice to
for,
make.
And for what? For giving in to the man?
And I think he's right in doing whatever he chooses, including sitting out for an entire year. I was only saying what I would do. I would look at this situation and be like, man, you can't fight City Hall. Might as well just get the money I can get. And somebody else is going to win for the fights that happen next, but it's not going to be me. So I may as well just do my thing. 10 million ain't nothing to sneeze at. Let's all move on with our lives.
I'd sit out.
Yeah.
Remember Ezekiel Elliott? He sat out they were 0-2, and boom, they signed him that third game.
If you think the Giants really will jump within a couple of games and make good,
it's very possible, because they're not going to win just based on Jones. There's no way.
No, and part of it was the play action in the RPO game really helped Daniel Jones. Well, RPO is a run pass option that also works when the running back can run.
Yep.
If your running back is, with all due respect to James Robinson, it's not going to work the same, or Matt Breida, or who any of the other guys they've got back there.
I mean, take some brass cojones, but
sorry, I was just enjoying that long silence. I know everybody was looking at me to say something. I just sorry, Ron. I know it's not the 3 o'clock hour. Sorry. Go ahead. I love you, Randy.
And that's why you guys are friends.
We're not supposed to do this here.
Why am I the one to have to pick it up after an awkward silence? Where is that at?
I just didn't want to be the only one getting yelled at in the office.
There's Keon. There's Ralph. I mean, those two guys could talk. Hell, they did a lot of talking about the Redskins name.
I feel like I've been talking. I was
going back there.
I was doing the original. I finished the original sentence, and that was the first awkward silence.
I said, you got to have a pair of brass balls if you're going to pull this sit out business. I mean, and I think Saquon does. I think he's got grande cojones. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes. Jeffrey O'Brien, 1580 The Fanatic.
Some brass balls.
You can't. You either are born with them or you have Kiwi.
I'm going down to the Hobby Lobby. Yeah. I bet they've got some.
No, I don't think they have brass
Amazon
balls.
has them.
Brass bells, maybe, but not brass balls.
Yeah. Good call on
Big
Amazon. You can get anything there.
Big old brass balls. Big ones.
All right. We're taking a break. And when we come back, we're talking NFL quarterbacks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation and irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem, Eliquis, the Apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
And now, here are the top 3 things experts recommend you do to survive the summer with a broken AC. 1, breathe very slowly. 2, do not make any sudden moves until help arrives.
Just ignore it.
3, calmly express your disappointment to your husband for neglecting service on your air conditioner.
They finally get me unstuck from this leather chair. I'm gonna kick your...
Summers in Arizona are brutal. That's why thousands of Arizonans depend on Desert Diamond Air. From 24/7 emergency service to diagnostic checkups to full replacement, Desert Diamond specializes in both residential and commercial HVAC systems with competitive pricing and experience to service and repair all major AC brands. With federal tax credits up to $2,000, it's a great time to replace your AC system. Go to desertdiamondair.com or call 602-362-4599. That's 602-362-4599. Or search Desert Diamond Air on your mobile phone.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And here I thought I would be the most polarizing person on the show, but I'm looking at the text line and it just goes back and forth between loving Ralph and hating Ralph. And there doesn't seem to be a middle ground.
Sounds like my youth with my girlfriends. Jeez.
I think she's on here too. But Hamilton Porter says, yeah, Ralph, how's that working for Zeke now? And then King Kitten says, he's a bum. Ralph's a bum. I'm not going to read to you what Erectinator is saying. I'm just saying, it just seems to go both ways. Mr. Pringle wants you, be elected president, and Erectinator would like to see you deported. He doesn't even care that you're from here.
I think when people speak the truth, that you're going to have that balance of back and forth. That's just how it
People
is.
speak the truth.
Yeah, well, we don't speak the truth in this country anymore. So now that I do, I think people just
You are
struggle with it.
speaking your truth.
No, I think
and
it's
I
the
am
truth.
speaking my truth.
No. Not, we'll talk about that later on a different podcast, but definitely
A
I'm
different
speaking the truth,
podcast.
yes.
I'm going to own you.
It's going to be fun.
Blissful Hayes says, sitting out a year, that didn't work very well for Le'Veon Bell. No, individual results may vary.
Well, yeah,
And
but Le'Veon Bell wasn't the centerpiece of the offense for
and he
Pittsburgh.
was already kind of on his way down, I think.
Yeah, he had already started to decline. Saquon Barkley, I keep saying this over and over. The Giants are a run-first type of offense. I mean, Keon even said it. They lean heavily on the run-pass option, and if your running game is not working, guess what? Daniel Jones is going to throw how many picks this year? At least 10.
Yeah.
At least.
And guess what? Dak Prescott, I will not throw more than 10 picks this year. You're going to throw 10 picks before the bye week.
When that 10th interception occurs,
it's
going to be just
like the whole world's going to come down on him.
It's going to be the funniest thing
Meme
that ever
Fest
happened.
2024.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I actually can't wait.
Week 3.
I mean,
if the radio was going last year.
I don't agree that Dak should have got paid the way he got paid.
He needs to change his sleep number because something's not working.
But I got no problems with Zach. Dak Prescott. I have no problems whatsoever.
Look,
I think he's a good dude.
By next year, Kyler Murray will be in a Cowboy uniform.
Thank God, I hope so.
Oh,
That's
man.
my prediction.
God, I
your,
hope
your,
so.
Your lips to God's ass, right there. Is that not how that goes?
No.
Oh, ears.
I'm waiting for that lightning bolt to come down, but I didn't.
No,
see
I don't
it.
think Ralph could get that high.
I'm glad you're a long way away from me.
Yeah.
There is thunder and lightning up here.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, by the way, Hefty, I think maybe you need to check the spelling on this, but I'll read it. The annals of history will show the great running back strike of 2024.
Ooh.
I think there's 2 N's in annals. I think
that is
the
correct.
annals
Okay.
of history.
Ooh.
That second N is very important.
It's very important. Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, hard for a great athlete to let him ego keep him off the field. It's not fair. Someone has to make the stand, but it would take every running back to invoke change if you really wanted change.
Well, I think we all understand that, but I think, Jeffries now, feel like he's kind of feeling like Saquon should play. But I would hate to see.
No, that's not what I said. I said I would. I just would love to get $10 million.
I would just hate to see Saquon Barkley sign that franchise tag, and then sell your soul and go out there for less, and not stand up for what you believe in, and then God forbid it gets some serious injury, and then he's done.
Just want to announce that my soul is for sale for $10 million.
Wow.
You can have it.
You wonder why it's thundering and lightning up there.
10 million.
I don't even think Satan wants it.
That's a shame.
He's like, you can keep it. Also, just important to note, if he doesn't sign the franchise tag by November 14th, he is restricted or prohibited from playing the rest of the season. So that's 10 games into the year for the Giants. But
by that date, it doesn't matter.
So it'll be pretty clear to them whether or not, okay, we should probably get something done with him or no.
Blissful Hayes says if Saquon retires from the NFL, the Arizona Rattlers should sign him. It's more of a pass-heavy league, I think.
Yeah, that's very. You talk about a pass league. That's a passing league right there.
Ralph's a USC fan, says Tijua's automatic bum.
Huh.
I should make a. I should have I should have a piece of string with the little things on it, like at the pool hall where you push the score over both sides. Just see where we're at with Ralph.
Right now, it's 31-0 against Ralph.
Oh no, Pringle likes it.
Okay.
Streaming Eagle
30-1.
says, "Hi guys, sounds like another great Friday show. Keep it up and have a great weekend." Thank you, Screaming Eagle, and don't tell me what to do. All right, let's talk NFL quarterbacks. Steve Young, he got fired. He got fired by ESPN.
Yeah.
And then he's
laid
like,
off. Yeah.
He's like, I've got the next big thing. I'm going to coach girls flag football.
Yeah.
Why? It's not hard to do. It seems like it's pretty
wrong
fun,
with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying. And I think he realized after the words came out of his mouth how sad that sounded. And then he's like, well, I better get in front of a microphone again. And so then he did. And he sat down and he has a lot of big time, really impassioned advice for Trey Lance, who is trying to be the 49ers quarterback.
Steve Young took a lot of head trauma.
Mm-hmm. No, it's apparent by a lot of what he says.
Okay.
If you ever watched Monday Night Football when he was on, now you know why he was high on the ESPN cut list. But
laid off.
Well, I just like that he thought he would give advice to Trey Lance.
Why not? He's a Hall of Famer. Why not?
He's the greatest running quarterback in 49er football history. I think he looks at Trey Lance and sees a guy that reminds him of himself. So he roots for him.
So here's what he says. He says, first of all, if I'm Trey Lance, F Brock Purdy, I'm not leaving.
Huh.
All right. He didn't say the part about F Brock Purdy.
You just added that for color.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if anybody's paying attention. And so he goes on and gives advice about how he should do things. And I don't even care. I don't even care about what Steve Young had to say to Trey Lance. But then it made me think. It's like it's Steve Young just feeling like, I feel like I give this next generation some advice.
Wisdom from Steve Young. Here we go.
Let's take a moment right now. Forget about the quarterbacks. Forget about the NFL. Let's us do this because Randy was sitting there at a microphone when I showed up. And so then after that, I'm sitting at a microphone when Keon showed up.
Yeah.
So I thought we could go down the line and we can insert Ralph in there too, because he's old. But, his advice will be about solar panels or something. But I think we should start with Randy. You give advice to the next people coming, and then I'll give advice. We'll all take turns giving advice. And I think it'll be interesting because it'll be relative to where we are at the time of our life and our position. So, Randy, as the oldest person I know, you should start.
Wow, my father time? Jeez.
That's what it sounds like.
There's not a whole lot of sand left in that hourglass, Randy. Hurry up.
I should give some. I think I may have to take a nap.
So, all right. So you give some sage advice to the next generation right now.
To the next generation.
I guess I should have prepared you guys for this. But the first thing that comes to your mind that you think is important
know when to talk and when not to talk. We haven't learned that yet.
None of us have learned that. You've done a horrible job of
giving you sage advice. Know when to talk.
Clearly learned that.
And know when not to talk.
Then my advice is learn a little bit of everything and make yourself valuable. No matter what is happening, so learn everything. Don't just say, this is my job. Learn all the jobs in your field, not just radio, but in whatever field you've chosen, keep learning and know a little bit of everything. You'll be the last person fired. All right. So Ralph, I'll let you go ahead and take a turn. What
fired right to me, right?
Yeah. Speaking of fired, what would your advice be?
I mean, the one thing that I would tell people, and I do tell people, is never stop the discussion, because I feel like people don't like to talk about.
We're done talking to you right now. Okay, Keon.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Cut him off midstream.
Don't
be so prideful in what you think you know about whatever it is you think you know about. Be open to other people's opinions and have conversations. That's all.
There you go. All right, that's good advice. So Keon, you're kind of new comparatively. I mean, look how old Ralph looks. My God, he looks old.
Keon's aged quite a bit since he's joined the show, though, I must say.
In the last 10 minutes.
It will do that to you. Yeah.
That's this episode for sure. All right. So you listen to that Squid, this new kid. He's 16 years old, and we've hired him to learn how to do radio. So what would your advice be for Squid, since that's the next guy up?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to go through the process. That you do start at the bottom when you join a company, or you especially when you're young. And like, I think I know a lot of people who never made it in radio that I started with, because they wanted to be the guy day one, and they weren't willing to go through the process of paying their dues and all of that. And they were talented people, and they're just not here. And I am. And part of it was I went through the process. I did, grunt stuff, as it felt like at the time. It felt a little bit like busy work, but I learned a lot of
show,
things.
Right? Yeah.
Well, no, like before I started working here, it feels like you're not going anywhere for a little bit, but then you realize all the stuff that you've learned and all of the knowledge that you've gained, and you're that much more valuable, and you're that much more experienced.
So I think all of that advice was better advice than anything Steve Young had shared with Trey Lance. We should probably send this, clip this part of the show, send it to Trey Lance.
Okay, all right.
Because I don't even know what the hell Steve was talking about. I'm pretty sure he didn't. He trailed off, started talking about, clipping coupons and stuff. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Big George says, I've got some advice for Ralph. Listen to Jeffrey. Listen to his advice. Keep learning. Like learning that the Redskins is a racist name. Oh, could you just stop, please?
Just wants to dig it back up again.
We're not going back. Don't try to poke this bear.
We put that to bed in hour one. We're on other football news now.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, a man who says he's right when he's wrong is foolish. A man who says he's wrong when he's right is married. You are correct, sir. No, that's true.
That's so true.
So let's talk about somebody who's right and somebody who's wrong. Can I just say, we're learning more and more about Patrick Mahomes as he gets more comfortable with his fame, as he gets more comfortable with the fact that he's won 2 Super Bowls, and he's the man. He's let's face it, he's the quarterback man right now.
Yeah.
And so he goes on this quarterback show, right? He's on this quarterback show, and you get to see him, and then of course you get to see, and I don't know why it's called quarterbacks. It should be quarterback and a couple of guys, because Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota on there too. And so
they are quarterbacks.
Really?
Yeah. I actually think it's a good idea to have like the guy who's the best in the league, and then a guy like Kirk Cousins who's pretty average, and then a guy who like Marcus Mariota who was struggling all of last year. Like, you got the different levels of it, and they're different experiences of being a quarterback, because it's not all fame and I'm the best. Someone's got to be just okay.
Well, they got the okayest of okay, I guess, because Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota, they're getting interviewed for this quarterback show, right? And there's this the camera's on and they're talking, and Patrick Mahomes just shows how he is playing chess when everybody else is playing tic-tac-toe. They asked him, so who's the most underrated quarterback in the league? And Patrick Mahomes squints a little and points at Kirk Cousins. This guy right here. He says, this guy right here. I mean, if you look at Kirk Cousins over here, man, he wins every year. He puts up great stats. He did it in Washington. He did it in Minnesota. Talks to any quarterback in the league, and they're going to say the same thing. Patrick Mahomes playing the game. Playing the game. Don't give the Vikings any billboard material with the games you are really going to need to win this year if you're going to continue the Chiefs' dominance. He just did and said the exact right thing. Marcus Mariota goes, well, I agree with that. Hey, shut up. Nobody cares what you think. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes is just playing Kirk Cousins like, oh my God, like a Stradivarius. Oh, it was just beautiful to see. Then I get a thing on the Twitter, Donnie, like linking me to the story. See, dude, he's just being nice because they're on the same thing, and he's trying to not poke the Vikings bear in a game that they're absolutely going to need to win on their attempt to find another Super Bowl. Period.
Vikings don't have a bear. That's in Chicago. It's the Chicago Bears, Jeffrey.
No, it's very
the Vikings have Vikings.
Yeah. Don't poke the
Viking King.
The goose? I don't know. What does Minnesota have?
No, they eat goose. They don't
nobody eats goose.
When they
no,
the Vikings
not in Minnesota. No, they just get chased around a lake by one.
Oh no, the Vikings will eat anything. Yeah. It's a fact. Yeah.
Point is there any truth that Kirk Cousins is an underrated quarterback? I feel like we've pretty well accurately figured him out.
No, he is very accurately rated. He's not bad. Mm-hmm. No one ever says that Kirk Cousins is bad. When you say this, that's all Vikings fans hear.
Is he above average?
He is exactly average.
No, I think he's above average.
Really?
If you look at his numbers over the years, he's above average.
I think that the numbers require just a little context, which is that if you put Kirk Cousins on a good team, the team around him is good, that he looks good. He plays well, which is what you want. But if you put Kirk Cousins on a team where he needs to do some of the heavy lifting, where he needs to elevate the guys around him, he doesn't do that. And that's okay, because most guys can't. The elite guys elevate their team. Average guys get elevated by their team. Kirk Cousins gets elevated by his team, and that's okay. That is a perfectly normal thing to be.
He is as average can be. Look at his playoff record.
Look at his stats, though. I mean, this year he'll break 40,000 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody does that in the NFL.
Not everybody does that, but not
everybody's got passer rating career-wise.
Justin Jefferson to throw to 3 times out of 4.
I understand that, but he has really good numbers if you look over the last 10 years. I mean, even the last 8 years, he's thrown for 4,000 yards, 7 of the last 8 years. He has good numbers. Now,
Ralph,
does he
everybody
choke in the
throws
playoffs?
for 4,000 yards these days.
4 playoff appearances, 1 win.
I think he chokes in the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, overall, if you look at his stats over his career, he's an above average quarterback that just is not that guy that's going to take you to win the Super Bowl. He's just not that guy. But he's an above average quarterback. He's going to win you games. He's going to make your franchise not be a lower tier franchise. You'll be a middle to upper tier franchise.
He's going to get you there, but he's not going to get you to the promised land.
Exactly.
I'll play
he's
your
gonna
game.
Get you. He's going to get you to the shore, but he can't land the boat.
No, I got this. Here's what he is. You know how you can't be a 500 team in the NFL anymore?
Right.
He's just a 500 quarterback, meaning, he's just barely above average.
I
barely
think
teeny
he's above average.
Bit.
This is gonna sound like I'm trying to work both sides here, and I'm truly not. I understand what Ralph is saying. During the regular season, I mean, he's a capable quarterback. He doesn't hurt your team. He gets you to where you need to go. I mean, if you look at his records the last 4 years, I mean, look at the kind of offenses that he's had and the offensive line that he's had over the last 4 years. I mean, last year was the best offensive line that he had in the last 4 or 5 seasons. And he seems to always have a winning record. But when he gets to the playoffs,
or
to pull the plug on the boat,
prime time,
we're going to the bottom of the ocean here. I mean, I think he's just regular season, decent regular season quarterback, but he's certainly not I don't think he's anywhere above average at all.
The best place for Kirk Cousins to be is tucked away in a 1 o'clock game. Like that, he wins. He wins all of those.
He's
Sunday
over prime
night,
time.
Monday night, Thursday night, playoff games, not winning. Like it's just like it's the script at this point that's so repetitive, and it's just he's got a fully guaranteed contract.
Chosen One says, "Come on, Jeffrey. Kirk went 13-4, which was way better than any of your teams. Not about my team."
Yeah, no one is arguing that my team's good.
Nope.
See, the argument is Kirk Cousins an average quarterback?
He's an above average quarterback. Come on. There's some really bad quarterbacks out there.
There
He's
are
above average.
There are bad quarterbacks, and I'm saying he's not one of them.
He's not exactly. He's not bad. He's an above average quarterback. He's probably about a tier 2.5.
Average is also not bad. To
Tier
be clear,
2.1.
I think
2.1.
2.0001.
If you have your tier 1 guys, you have your tier 2 guys. I think he's right below those tier 2 guys.
Okay.
Tears of a clown.
When I think of bad quarterbacks, I think of Baker Mayfield. I think of of Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
You know, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Davis Mills.
Yes.
Those are bad. I'm
Kyler
saying he's
Murray,
average. Which he's ahead of all those guys.
Blissful A says, unlike Kyler Murray, who is a below average quarterback, Kyler has a 25-32-1 record as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I just don't like looking at quarterback records as the only way to put guys against each other, because Kirk Cousins is playing on a better football team. He's had better coaches. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, there are very few people who are going to be above 500 with that dude coaching your team. I'm sorry.
You know, Randy, you should have I survived the Cliff Kingsbury era, just like Keon has I survived the Dan Snyder era.
Ah, yes.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, more football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ooh, I'm hungry. They left me all alone here at this cabin because they went off to go watch that Barbie movie. I've never been happier to not see a movie.
Maybe maybe they'll bring you some of that theater popcorn back.
I love theater popcorn, but do you ever feel good afterwards? You know, you sit there and eat a bunch of theater popcorn, and then you go home, and you're like,
I feel great afterwards.
I don't feel good after that.
I usually don't feel bad after. Not popcorn. I mean, it's popcorn. It's usually not as heavy as
it's theater
some other
popcorn. If you get it and it's just out of the old popper.
Oh yeah. The problem is I lean on that butter button just a little harder than I should.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Well, here's my trick. I don't know if you guys know this trick, but you ask them to fill it only halfway. Take it over to the butter thing. Hit it with the butter.
Yeah.
Give it back to them, and they'll put some more on top. Then you go. It saves you on butter. You get the whole thing buttered. You feel a lot better.
I don't think I feel good after that though.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'm a
You don't put as much butter on. You put it. You just do once around. I call it just one lap. You just like that, and then you take it back over there as the butter is working its way down. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm not going to go see Barbie. At least I've avoided that. They're going watching it right now.
Hey, if you're not diabetic, if you go see Barbie, you'll definitely be diabetic after that movie.
No, I can't. I just can't. By the way, I think Ralph is getting yelled at by the missus right now.
Uh-oh.
He's been off the screen for a while.
Uh-oh.
So
maybe he had to have a bowel movement.
No, this kind of a pause. This kind of a pause means he's getting yelled at for something. More than likely, nothing that has anything to do with us.
Pippi's probably working him over.
Yeah.
With a bag of soap.
Seeing Ralph's empty screen says, when did Ray Romano play for the Seahawks? It's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him when he comes back. Let's keep talking NFL quarterbacks, though. Is Justin Fields on crack?
I don't know. I hope not.
I'm sure. That would be.
Do they test for crack? Is that one of the drugs that the NFL tests?
I would think so. I mean,
like legitimate, like crack specifically?
Well, I don't think crack specifically, but the parts of the drug that make up crack and or cocaine, all of those. Yeah.
Okay, so he would show
positive.
up on a test.
Probably.
You would think, yeah.
Because either that or he's just out of his mind, delusional, and maybe needs to be in a 72-hour hold. Here's why. He says, I'm going to throw for 4,000 yards, and I'm going to do it this year. No, you're not.
Why would that be delusional?
There's no way he's going to throw for 4,000 yards. He's a running quarterback. If he's throwing for 4,000 yards, he's completely changed the game plan of what the Bears are building around him. He might throw for 3,000, but he ain't throwing for no 4,000. That's my prediction.
I don't know. I mean, Jalen Hurts threw for 3,700.
I want Justin Fields to succeed. I have been pro Justin Fields, and I have told people that be patient with this kid. He's learning on the job. Plus, they're bringing him some more help. I don't know if they're bringing him 4,000 yards passing help, though.
I mean, look, I don't know. I think it's a goal he has for himself, and I don't think it's a crazy goal. I don't think it's going to happen, to be clear, but it's not out of the realm of reason. Like that, Jalen Hurts was a running quarterback in a very heavy run-based offense, and he threw for 3,700. Like that's one really good game throwing the football, and maybe he breaks that 4,000 mark. So it's not insane. Trevor Lawrence ran the ball a lot, and he got over 4,000 just a little bit.
The last time a Chicago Bear quarterback threw for 4,000 yards was never. In fact, the closest they've gotten was the 3,838 passing yards set by Eric Kramer back in 1995. Eric Kramer, who? You're correct. It's just not the culture. It's just not the way. And this is not the way he showed up as a quarterback. I think a balance. I think he's going to be good, but he's going to be running and he's going to be passing. But I don't see it going to 4,000 yards. I just don't.
I think it's possible for him to get close. I think he'll get close. I don't think he'll get over. But if he thinks he'll get over,
well, you and I are both taking the under, then, aren't we?
It's not crazy though. You're saying that he's on crack crazy, and I just don't think it's that. Like he could get close to that.
Okay, I'll use a term that's floating around out there. Is he being gaslighted?
No, and I don't think he used that correctly.
Oh, okay.
He's like, you're being gaslighted is being lied to in a very specific way.
Somebody told him he might do 4,000 yards, and he believes it.
No, he probably looked at Jalen Hurts last year get close and thought, I've got a bigger arm than Jalen Hurts.
Well, whatever the case,
he's just got to become a better passer. I mean, that's really what his development as a passer is going to determine how close he actually even gets to that.
It won't be this year. If it's any year, it just still won't be this year.
I agree, but I don't think he should think that way. Like the confidence to be that kind of player.
Delete this from the podcast because he might hear this.
I hope he doesn't hear this. He ought to be in Chicago getting ready for the season.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it again. There are some famous people listening to this show. There are some famous people listening to this show, and someday we're going to find out and be like, holy crap. And because this has happened over the years that we find out later, oh my God, that person listens to the show.
I thought they had more taste than that.
Why do you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
So
thank you, but also,
you never know, man. Donnie says Justin Fields is delusional, just like their fan base. I don't think the Bears are delusional. I haven't found them to be a obnoxious and delusional fan base. I haven't found the Vikings to be that way. I've found Donnie to be that way, but I don't think I've seen the fan base be that way.
Russell Wilson threw for 3,500 yards last year, and he was horrible. Like it's in a passing league, it's just not that hard to get over 3,000. So, if you're healthy and you play every single game,
Justin Fields is going to be Forrest Gumping it, and I was running. He's going to be running more than he's be passing.
Okay, but the passes he's going to make because he runs are going to be gigantic chunk plays, just like they were last year. So
listen, I want him to have success. I really do.
Me too. I agree with you. I don't think 4,000 is going to happen, but I think that him having that as a goal and believing that he can do that, I don't think it's that crazy.
Blissful Hayes asks the big question, he says, is will the Bears win more than 3 damn games? Yes, I think they'll win more than 3 games. I can't tell you exactly how many without looking at their schedule and getting a good eyeful of it. But I think they're going to do better. They'll do better.
Their roster is better than it was last year. It still
be close to 500.
Needs some work, but I think that they can win, somewhere in the ballpark of 6-7 games this year.
Moist one says, put a straw in the middle of your popcorn and pump the butter through the straw at various levels. Usually I'm putting another tube in the popcorn bucket though, but that's different. Yeah.
Hello.
Moist one.
Hello.
The straw trick is pretty good idea.
But that's typical Moist one. He'll give you great advice followed by just a very dirty feeling by the end of it. You feel bad in the end. You do.
Pippi No Stockings is saying it's not her that has Ralph. She says, I noticed Ralph person has gone AWOL. I'd slip into his seat and take his place, but I just don't know how to be that level of bad.
Thank you, Pippi.
I think you should. I
He's
think you
not
should get
even
in there.
here. She's roasting him alive.
Thank you, Pippi. And congratulations on how long you've been married to Ralph.
We know it wasn't easy.
Hefty Lefty says, do we have to text in the 5 reindeer names or do you want them emailed? No, you can text it in when you have them. I've said it, I'm not going to give it away right here, but you got to be paying attention.
Give it away now.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Oh my God.
It's Friday. I have to do something.
It was either going to be RHCP or Santana.
Give it away now.
Obscure Messenger says, you think someone who listens is famous? It has been confirmed on more than a few occasions.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. 888-368-1580. By the way, the Broncos are trying to kill people. The Broncos.
No, you don't say.
No, remember last year when they had a fire at the stadium and the fire marshal was like, you guys need to fix this. And so now this year for training camp, they're like, hey, everybody, come on down. And they had 7,000 fans at training camp, and the fire marshal got wind of it. And they're like, yeah, no, you can't do that. You are 3,000 down towards the bottom, but you can't have people up where you're putting these people that's still being repaired. And this whole place you got things blocked off. And they're like, you people are out of your damn mind. You're out of your damn mind. And so the fire marshal is like, no, after tomorrow, 3,000, any more than that, we're shutting your asses off. We'll close this thing down. I mean, fire marshals don't mess around. I was at a radio station and they had a fire marshal on to talk about stuff. And they was like, oh, thank you for having me. It was very nice. The next day, the radio station got shut down because the fire marshal, while there, noticed some of the soundproofing was not appropriately placed.
Oh, boy.
They literally shut off the radio station because they didn't have external studios. Fire marshals ain't messing around. Don't mess with the fire marshal.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is 2 hours down and 1 to go. Come on back. More football and other things. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. Get a $20 bonus gift card for every $100 gift card you buy. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and their signature cocktails. Now through July, for every $100 gift card you buy, get an extra $20 bonus card. Bonus cards cannot be used on the day to purchase. Go to KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there.
are statistically
It's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and geraniol and scientifically engineer them into effective bug fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White, Keon Rose in control room, and Ralph has popped back up from Harman Solar. We are broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and you guys get your asses on that text line, 888-368-1580. And all right, let's get this hour done. This is your last hour to hear one of Santa's reindeer's names to win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's going to be worked in the conversation. We're not making this easy. You got to be listening, and you're going to catch that. And you're like, oh, that's a reindeer name. Text that in, and you'll be put into a drawing, a random number generator drawing at the end of the show, and you'll win yourself a $50 gift card. And also for the rest of you guys who have been listening all week, and you've been noting all the reindeer names, as soon as you hear the 5th reindeer name of the week, send in that text as well for a chance to win an additional $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Yes, Randy White, 1580 Fanatic.
Chief meteorologist, Weather Hefe.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you going to review the names that you have
no
from the week? Because you were doing that earlier this week. So
yes, but now here we are. This is the day. So if you have not been keeping track up till now, this is for the people who are really trying to win.
I almost have a bingo here. I'm hoping I almost have a bingo here. And look at that. I've got all the names right here. And it's in a cross pad. Oh, look at that.
For like the 9 billionth time, Randy, you're not eligible to win. People who work for the radio station, and no, you're not allowed to win.
When did this start? What is this?
Since forever. Because that would be cheating, because you could affect the contest.
One more name right there, and I'd have a bingo, and I could get my $50 gift card.
Normally it's not an issue because you never win, but I have to say it, so that everybody knows that we don't do that sort of prize hanky panky here.
I've only won one time in life, and that's when I married Miss Kim. The rest of the time I'm a flat loser.
Yeah, just take that win and be happy with it.
I'm just a complete waste of human flesh.
Or call up other radio stations to try to win their contest.
I'm just goo, just walking around.
He gets this way every year before we start doing fantasy football.
Well,
every year he starts to be a self-hating Randy.
Well, truth speaking. What do you mean? I'm a realist, Jack.
Oh, here we go again with truth.
I'm a damn realist, Jack.
Okay, again, my name's not Jack, it's Jeffrey, and you're not eligible to win these prizes, not because you're bad at things, it's because you work here.
Well, then perhaps you would like to give me $50 to go to Kasai. Can you spot me 50?
I can do better than that. How about you, Keon, Ralph, and yourself, and Fish Tank, and Radio Ron? We all go to Kasai and have that dinner that Fish Tank won. We just haven't had time to do it. We got to make it happen.
We get +1s on that. We get +1s on that.
I think maybe. Let me make sure, because that
might
crowd
make up
gets much bigger.
Some of it. I might make up for some of my self-loathing.
Let me check with Radio Ron, but I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can.
You have to wear pants.
Okay, again with the pants. Okay, you're not eligible to win because you work here, and then while you work here, you will wear pants. So few rules at this radio station.
Is it wrong that I don't want to wear pants, Ralph? I asked you. Is it wrong?
No, it's not wrong at all.
Thank you.
It's not wrong that you don't want to. It's wrong that you don't. and listen, you're running out of grocery stores that won't ban you. So
my stepson and his lovely fiance getting married in Hawaii this coming October, and she was on the phone with Miss Kim last night, and that we were the topic of what to wear to this event came up, and it's in Hawaii.
Oh, jeez.
And I said, Miss Kim asked what I was wearing. I said, well, probably a swimsuit. Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops.
So by swimsuit, you mean Speedo?
Well, I didn't specify. Damn it. I didn't specify. It's a swimsuit, is it not?
You
Hey.
can't upstage the bride like that.
I think I'm going to. Well, I mean, there is that. Thank you. So my future daughter-in-law, I think I like her. She said he can come any way he wants, just as long as he's got clothes on. That's all I'm asking.
Some sort of cover.
Yeah, just something. Yeah,
Well-
like a towel. I don't care. Just make sure he's covered.
Yeah, you can't blame him. But listen, you're going to get your Kasai Japanese steakhouse fix. I promise. We're going to make this happen. Okay. So
They have French fries there.
what?
French fries.
Yeah, they got French fries.
All right. Very good.
All right. By the way, speaking of fantasy football, I have started to tinker and move some people around, and I think I've got everybody invited where they're supposed to be. The Premier League has, I think everybody has shown up except for one person, and I'm going to make sure that they get that invite again. And if you're supposed to be somewhere and you're not sure where you're supposed to be, send a email to blender@1580thefanatic.com and we'll get you taken care of. Or if you've never played in one of our fantasy football leagues, you could send an email to the same place and we'll get you hooked up. I've been moving the people around. I got some new people who I'm finding places for. We do have a waiting list of people. And here's my promise. If you don't get put into one of our 13 existing leagues, we will start another. We will always be able to get enough people to start another league. And of course, Harmon Solar is being very generous and ponying up prizes for not just our NFL Fan Pick'em contest. Holy crap, that's $1,580 for first place, $500 for second place. That right there is enough. But no, Harmon Solar says we'll take care of your fantasy football players too. So it's a $250 check if you win the Premier League. It's a $100 check if you win any of the other Daily Blender fantasy football leagues. And if you win one of those, 4 champions will move up to the Premier League. And that's done on statistics, win percentages. We have a formula of how that works. So we can't have everybody move up, but 4 of the best will get to move up and play for the big money. And you get to play against us. So that's fun. And it does make it easier.
Don't worry, Ralph. You won't have to write a check out to me because I never win the league, ever.
But you're in the
If I were to win the league, then I would expect my 250. But I never win, so you won't have to write a check.
But you're still in the
eligible.
league. That's good.
Yeah, you're in the league, but you're
Like
not.
Keon's
eligible.
not in the league anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. One of the 3 of us, or 4 of us, because Fantasy Girl, she's included in that. One of the 4 of us is going out at the end of the season, and Keon is coming back in.
Yep.
So we are all in jeopardy of being relegated to one of the other leagues.
What league will I end up in?
Don't know. Just depends.
So I am going to be kicked out. I see.
If you're the bottom of the barrel, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But here's the other part. If Keon, who has been relegated, what are you in League 1 or 2? I can't remember where
League
went.
1.
Yeah, if he wins that league, he's a made man for 2 years. He can't be bumped out of Premier League for 2 years.
Wow.
That's the benefit if you win the league out there.
And Ralph pays him $100 check. Nice.
No, none of us get money.
Way to
None
just
of us-
rake in the cash and
ever get money.
get,
Be happy.
exception from being kicked out of the Premier League. Good job.
As an employee of CLC Broadcasting,
job.
I cannot win
Excellent.
any of. All right.
I just
You know
heard
what?
on this
Just-
very radio station, and any winner of the league gets a $100 check. Am I wrong here?
No, here's what'll happen. We're just going to just let you think what you're going to think, and later on, when you have your tantrum, the security will take you out.
What do you mean tantrum? What the hell
That's,
tantrum you
that's the only way this is going to end. I'm tired of fighting with you. Raven Kid says, "Hey, if nobody wants that Premier League spot, I'll gladly take it since I should have won my league last year anyway. You did win your league, didn't you? I thought you did. I thought Raven Kid did win. You just didn't have the high enough point total compared to the other people, but you were close, man." Mr. Pringle says, "Hey, I'm heading to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse next week. What do you guys recommend from the menu?"
I don't know. I haven't been there yet, but Jeffrey has.
I've been there many times.
Oh
And
my
let
God!
Me, let me tell you,
Keon, do you see that?
See what? I went. I paid to go
he
in.
paid
there.
his actual money.
And let me tell you, anything. I know it sounds like a cop out, but I've had the Teppan Chef thing where you sit there and they chop up the stuff and they set things on fire. It's just a whole lot of fun. That's why they call it dinnertainment. That is always a blast. I've had it with steak, I've had it with chicken, I've had it with shrimp, and it's been a winner every single time. And that soup they give you, I mean, I'm not a really soup person. To me, I'm like, it's a drink. Don't come at me with soup as a meal ever. Yeah. But the soup they give you is really damn good. I mean, that's a weird thing to focus on, but even the kids, they get excited for the soup when you go there.
What kind of soup is it?
Kasai soup. I don't know.
Kasai.
I don't know the damn name of it.
Probably miso soup. Those
miso.
That's usually the like appetizer soup.
No. I don't ask questions. If they give me something, I eat it. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, anything you want, Pringle, just whatever you want some steak, it's going to be tender. It's going to be juicy. You want some shrimp, it's going to be cooked perfectly. And it's going to be big and make you happy. The chicken, also just done amazing. They don't do anything the wrong way at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse.
What kind of shrimp they have there? What kind
of shrimp? Shrimp.
Do they have the big shrimp?
They're about
king
that big.
prawns, or do they have the little
It's not
tiny
giant shrimp? It's not teeny shrimp. It's just shrimp.
Right.
Shrimp the right size.
I got sick. I went. A buddy of mine had a barbecue, and he had some little tiny shrimps, and he kept telling me to eat the shrimp. So
I could eat 100 of those.
I was eating it. It wasn't good for me later on that evening. So I have been kind of not. I've been anti-shrimp ever since then.
Well, I'm pretty sure Kasai keeps all of their shrimp at the right temperature.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure, 100%. Yeah,
I've gone into like say Red Lobster, and they have the all-you-can-eat shrimp, and they have those little ones. I can eat 100. I can eat 100. I know I'm gambling with my life there.
See,
but I can eat 100.
That's what we need to do. We need to bring back the eating remotes.
I'll tell you what, you go to Kasai, you don't need all you can eat. You just go in there and they feed you and you're done.
Oh,
you're
no, I
good
believe
stuff.
you. I believe you 100%. I believe you. But we need to bring back remember Killer Burger? We put them out of business.
We did not put them out of business.
We didn't?
No, they had a fight.
Where'd they go? Oh.
I told you this before. The owners in Portland, Oregon, and the owners here got into some sort of an argument. And so the people here said, fine, bleep you. We're done. And they closed it down. And it was succeeding.
I thought it was because the last time we had a remote there, I ate the hell out of those hamburgers.
No, I mean, it did probably hurt the bottom line a bit. But no, they actually, we did them well, man. Baker's Cocky Hen says soup and a sandwich. Even a half sandwich. Well, that's a meal.
What?
Yeah, okay. If you give me soup and a sandwich, I'll call it a meal. You know, like tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich. That's
got sandwiches there at the Kasai?
No, we're talking about just the concept of soup. Please pay attention.
Completely lost at this point.
No, Moist One. It's not dinnertainment. It's dinnertainment.
Wow.
888-368-1580. Pink Eye says, Randy, you can have his wife call and enter to win the prize. I think he's trying to say that your wife could try to get the prize, but no, it's also relatives of just everybody shut up. 888-368-1580. Yeah, we were talking about Justin Fields and, in fact, he was saying that he would do 4,000 yards and Raven Kid, he wants a bet. This kid might have a problem. He's not even old enough to bet online, but he should probably call 1-800-NEXT STEP. He says, I don't know about 4,000 yards for Justin Fields, but I'll take a pizza bet that Justin Fields gets over 3,500 yards. I truly think he's going to thrive with a true wide receiver one now. 3,500s? No, you know what? I can see him. What's that?
The most he's done is 22.
Yeah, but now he's got some help.
Yeah, but he still has the same arm and head. So,
no, I think the head is getting better. He's getting trained up. I think he's, when you're learning through adversity, you come out on the other side better, especially when you get help.
Or homeless.
Sorry,
or homeless. I mean,
I don't think he's going to be homeless.
Just saying.
Are you saying that everybody
homeless?
Everybody should take a turn being homeless, and that
sure, we should all learn. Yes. I'm thinking he's not going to hit 3,500 yards. I think that's a stretch.
I think so too.
You don't think he's going to hit 3,500?
He's never hit more than 2,200.
Yeah, he's only played 2 years.
Who's the wide receiver one there?
Yeah,
are we saying that he's going to go? He's going to get 1,800 more yards just now because he's got a new receiver
and a better offensive line?
That'd be more important.
Yeah. Got Darnell Wright added to that offensive line. Tevin Jenkins is probably going to finally be healthy this year. He kind of was in and out last year. They improved all across the board. They went and got him a true number one receiver, which I think will help. Obviously, he had some passes, honest to God, last year that were dimes. And they just got dropped on the ground.
Who's wide receiver one for them right now?
DJ Moore.
Right.
55 sacks last year. It's pretty bad.
No, they have a new O-line, though.
I don't know. I don't see it.
I say he'll get over 3,000. I don't know if I'm confident enough to say he'll get 3,500.
He can hit 3, but I don't think he's going to go much more than that.
What do you think, Randy?
I'll take the under on 3,500 yards.
Sounds like Keon wants the over. Keon won't make this bet, but the three of us will make a pizza bet, I think.
So between the four of us, then Keon will owe us all pizza. Is that the bet?
No, we're not betting with Keon. We're betting against Raven Kid. So
I was going to say, geez, Keon's going to need that $100 check from Ralph for winning the league. He's taking us out to pizza.
So here's what it'll be. All right. So Randy, Keon, Ralph, not Keon because he doesn't agree. So Ralph and Randy, do we bet Raven Kid a pizza? The three of us can share a pizza, or Raven Kid can eat one by himself.
What kind of pizza? That goes into the bet.
Just a large pepperoni pizza, a large one-topping pizza.
Well, does Raven Kid have a job? Can he afford to buy a pizza?
He's got a dad. We can hit him up.
Dad. Okay. So we get the money.
I'm just trying to figure out from what pizza establishment.
Oh my God, Randy.
Does it matter?
Yeah,
Well, what if he gets one of those Giorgino pizzas from the store and just cooks it up himself? We have to lay the groundwork in there.
So all right, so it's a Barrows pizza bet.
All right, Barrows pizza. All right,
one large Barrows pizza, and Raven Kid, he gets to eat that pizza by himself because nobody loves him. Yeah. Then we will sit down and eat that pizza together.
Makes sense.
All right. So do we all agree?
Yeah.
Yes,
I do.
Agreed.
And Raven Kid, I think you should share some of your pizza with Keon, or else it's going to go to waste because you have nobody. 888-368-1580. Thundar San Barbarian says, next time you guys go to Kasai, ask them for the tori sashimi. You'll love it. Trust me. Tori sashimi? What is that? Why don't you give me a little more info on that, buddy? Baker's Cocky Hens said, no, it won't be. We can't use that as a good texture nickname. I'm not going to say it again. It was funny once. Moisman says, sure, you wanna. Hey, Ralph started talking about kids and pizza. What the hell?
Kids?
What is he talking about?
What's going on here?
Don't know what he's talking about. Scratch Me Because says, is that passing yards or combined yards for Justin Fields? It's a good question. We're thinking just passing.
We're just talking passing.
We're just talking passing. Because that's what I thought the quote said.
Raven Kid says, I'll have to share the pizza with Keon.
Wow, don't take it so hard, kid.
He didn't really say it that way. I'm kidding. He says, I'll share the pizza with Keon.
Okay.
Since he believed in me and the Boy Soldier Fields. Well, I don't think we're going to call him Boy Soldier Fields. I don't think that's probably going to work, Raven Kid. Hefty Lefty says, did he mean Toro sushi? That would be bluefin tuna. And he's right. It's terrific.
Sushi, that's the fishing bait, right?
Yeah, that's the uncooked fish.
Right. Bait.
Come on, Randy. No, sushi's good.
You like sushi? Okay.
I didn't eat sushi till I was 40 years old. And then I was on a date with this girl and she's like, let's get sushi. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, dear God. And then I'm like, well, now I'm in too deep now. And I started eating. I was like, oh, my God, this is good. All my life, I've gone without eating this. And, the raw fish. I ate tuna and salmon and all that. I'll eat all kind of sushi now. You just got to try it, man.
I tried. Yeah, I've never had sushi. No, I can't get past the fact that it's raw fish.
I never got sick from it, so.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
I was on your side until that very moment. It's one of those things.
Well, you never know. Maybe the moon will align correctly. I might try it. Maybe. I don't know.
No, you won't.
Why won't he?
For me, it's
because he's smart.
I'm not dumb. It's actually pretty damn.
The only reason you ate it was why. So
yes,
okay. It's kind of like
and it worked.
Kind of like caviar. Don't these well-educated rich people know those are fish eggs?
Yeah, I don't want caviar. That is bait. Caviar is bait. It's salty and weird and
You've had it before.
I'm very rich, Randy. Of course I'm.
Well, I know.
You just try it because you assume that that's a thing that rich people eat, and then you
They all do. Nobody likes
realize-
it. They're like, this is
Oh,
great.
that's right. Most rich people don't have taste.
No,
They're
man.
dying inside.
That's when I break out my Zebco fishing reel and start baiting the hook right there in the
Start
dining room.
pushing little eggs up
Yeah.
on the hook.
Just excuse me, I'm going out to the pond out front to get some sushi.
If I have a dinner party like that, I will hand you a fishing rod and a little caviar and say, see what you can get us. If you get anything, I will start the grill. All right, let's take a break. More NFL or something. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. If you speed, there are lots of sounds that you might hear, like the sound of your vehicle crashing, because eventually speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
The NFL training camps get started next week for most teams in the league, as many teams will be reporting in on Tuesday. And then the season will start September 7th as Kansas City, the defending Super Bowl champions, taking on the Detroit Lions. Lions went 1-6 last season, but closed out 9-8, just barely missing out on the playoffs. The Chiefs are an early 6.5-point favorite in that contest, minus 300 on the money line. The Lions are plus 245. The over-under at Arrowhead Stadium is at 54.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
Over there,
are statistically
it's still alive.
unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and geraniol and scientifically engineer them into effective bug fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
There's a storm coming, crackling with lightning, pounding with thunder. A storm that crosses all borders and oceans. This is the NFL. Coming this fall, experience all the regular season games, playoffs, and the ultimate prize. Super Bowl 58, live from Las Vegas. The NFL returns to 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 58.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I've decided that we've got a bunch of stuff that I've been irresponsible. We've talked football pretty much the entire show, and I gotta say, it felt damn good. It really did. We go so many shows talking all sorts of baseball and basketball and other things, and then we have like 3 seconds for football. And I just got tired of it. So yeah, thank you for indulging me. But now we probably need to really quickly hit some of the other stuff, that is going on, and like the British Open that is going on. Randy, who's on top of the leaderboard right now? I know that there was some cat that had he was 10 under par yesterday. So what is the current situation with the British Open right now?
Well, Brian Harman had a huge day,
right?
And
that guy.
he ended up landing squarely on top, and he leads by 5 strokes over his nearest competitor.
Ooh, so somebody's catching up to him though, because he was up by 10.
Well, there's a lot of guys out there heading into Saturday. The cut, of course, was today, and a lot of people said goodbye. But the cut happened. Tommy Fleetwood looks like he's going to be a guy that's going to challenge for this mix. Also, Minwoo Lee, Jason Day made a big move today. He shot 3 under, so he's sitting at 4 under. Jordan Spieth, he had a 2 under day. Cam Young, he had a big day, but a lot of guys, they just like Justin Thomas, he didn't make the cut. There's a lot of big names that did not make the cut. So.
And I see both my guys did. Scheffel, he's up there tied for 39th, and then at the very bottom, right at the edge of the cut line, Scotty Scheffler with 3 over par and 4 over par today.
And he got a birdie on the final hole to get him inside the cut line. Otherwise, he was going to get cut. Ricky Fowler squeaked inside the cut line. So. But it's supposed to be rainy and kind of miserable out there, lots of wind. But I mean, that's always the case over when you're talking about the Open. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
But American Brian Harman, 10 under par yesterday, 6 under par today. So he's a freight train going into this thing. So
yeah,
all right.
He sits five strokes ahead of Tommy Fleetwood, and Seth Straka, he's 6 strokes ahead of him. So,
I just got some good news. The Rangers are now up 2-0 over the Dodgers.
Sorry, Ralph.
That's good news, really?
Good news.
Oh, wow.
That's great news.
Bottom of the 4th for the Diamondbacks. They're tied up right now with the Reds at 2.
Who's in first place?
368-1580. Your mom. All right. So at the British Open, they were worried about those oil protesters coming in and messing stuff. And I'll tell you, the golfers ain't having it. Billy Horschel, he grabbed this one gal and he detained her and pushed her and held her over till the officials came. So John Rahm, I don't know if anybody's messed with him yet, but he's already told you what he's going to do with you. He's going to use his club. And he's going to beat you senseless with it. So I approve this message. 888-368-1580. So Pac-12 Media Day, George Kliavkoff, the guys whose last name sounds like horses galloping. He's they're waiting until the last damn minute for a TV deal. Didn't we not learn anything from the last moron that was running the Pac-12? And so now we don't know where any of the Pac-12 games are going to be played. Is that what's going on here? It's still a mystery.
That basically is it. We just don't know yet. But I think that they're just trying to hold out for the best deal that they are capable of getting right now. And part of this is not he's trying to fix what was already ruined in the first place. So it's a lot to undo because, of course, supporting your own television network is expensive and hard to do. And
it sounds like a load of bull crap, because here's what he says. I'll tell you what we've seen is the longer we wait for a media deal, the better our options get. Do they? Do the options really get better?
He's bluffing.
Surely he's bluffing.
But he's supposed to say that. He can't say, well, we just don't have anything right now. That's not great news. That's going to be, you go to Pac-12 Media Day and you're the commissioner. And you're like, I can't figure out what's going on. That is not a good look.
Of all the people in college football, I think he has the hardest job right now. He's got the most difficult job convincing people that the Pac-12 is turning things around. This is going to be a long, arduous process because the other guy that was in there did so much damage to the Pac-12, their image, and the conference itself. So.
You know, after watching episodes of Secession and Billions, I think I know what he's going to say in the next meeting. George Kliakov is going to turn to the people who work for him and say, "Get on that goddamn phone. And I want you to use these words exactly. Okay? Pretty please. Pretty please. We really need a TV deal."
And I think I don't think they want to be locked into anything long term, because without knowing, what teams are going to be a part of the Pac-12, if you have a competitive Pac-12 and then you sign a long deal that doesn't get you a ton of money, then you're losing money. You're leaving money potentially on the table.
Money shmoney. I want to watch this crap on TV. Can they work that out where we watch it on TV at a place where you can actually see it?
The problem is, Jeffrey, is like Keon just said, the future is very uncertain for the Pac-12. Who's going to be in the Pac-12? USC, UCLA are leaving. I mean, there's been some rumors about other teams leaving. ASU and U of A have been in some of these rumors about leaving the Pac-12.
Should totally leave. We need to leave.
I don't know that there's going to be any carrier that wants to pick them up and pay a substantial amount of money for a long time to the Pac-12 because it's so uncertain right now. That's what I mean. This new commissioner has got an enormous task ahead of him, trying to get people to buy into the Pac-12 and convince schools to stay together in the Pac-12.
We should leave. That's all I got to say. 888-368-1580.
Where are we going to go? Where's ASU going to go? Big 12?
I don't know.
No.
How about the Big Two? I really don't care.
The Big Two.
Maybe the WAC.
Just want to watch some things on
TV.
Wow.
Says Mr. USC.
Well, I mean, where else should you go?
Well, Big 12.
Right,
Why wouldn't we go to the Big 12?
Because you suck. You can't.
I was going to say your
mom's
mom's house, but we've already done that.
Wait,
so.
the Big 12 would absolutely take ASU, Arizona.
Oh yeah, they'd be 0-10 and they'd be 0-10 every year.
You couldn't compete. There's no off on the hater switch.
No, it's just you couldn't compete there. You don't have the recruiting to compete. There's no. You can't compete in the Pac-12. How are you going to compete in the Big 12?
We'll see, obviously, because I think that U Arizona has.
Do they compete?
U Arizona has turned around their recruiting.
Will someday.
And we'll see if
some point they will.
They've turned it around. They actually won a couple games. I mean,
but you
got to build
Ralph,
from somewhere.
Your face that competes. What do you think about that?
You got to crawl before you can walk. I get it, but you don't crawl and then go into the Big 12. That'd be stupid.
Well, that's why I don't see ASU and U of A leaving.
Matter of fact, you know what? Just go down to D2. You got a better.
It's either that or you build up and try to become the class of the Pac-12, because that you either raise the ship up or you sink with it. Those are your two options that you're sticking around here.
Face is sinking. Stupid face.
Butt sinking.
Damn, again, you tell the truth here, you get beat up. That's okay.
We're winning. So this ain't great. The Diamondbacks have put right-handed pitcher Zach Davies on the IL with back inflammation, and at least okay. I mean, he took it like a man. He didn't, he was all right. I guess I'll just I'll be out for 15 days. All right. Unlike Jared Kelenic, oh my God, it's a man card violation across the board when I tell you what happened here. So Jared Kelenic, he goes out there and he strikes out. He strikes out in a game. He was on the Seattle Mariners, and he strikes out, and he goes back down the dugout, and he kicks the hell out of this cooler, and he breaks his foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is dumb all by itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jared Kelenic is sitting there, and here comes the reporters, right? And they're like, so you want to talk about what happened? He's like, he starts crying. Oh my God, you moron.
No, he
did. He broke down in tears and started crying about the injury from kicking a cooler because he got mad. Oh my God. Yeah, if you're a Mariners fan, and I know Moist one is because he corrected my pronunciation, but on Kelenic, but that's got to just make you sick. First, you're dumber than bricks, and you kick a full of ice cooler because you struck out, and now your team is without you for I'd say more than 10 days. I mean, a broken foot, that could be season, right? And so he's sitting there. Oh, take that home. Take that home. Moist one says he let his team down and he's just a kid. Cut him some slack. All right. Well, then I want to punch his dad in the face for raising that. Jeez.
Well, okay. The kid's 24 years old, but he's he's playing professional baseball.
Not anymore.
Right? And
not for a while, I guess.
I mean, Ralph, tell me if I'm
Dumbass.
wrong here, but that is just stupid for him to go into the dugout and start throwing a temper. I don't care who you are. I've seen guys do it for years, watching baseball as a baseball fan. You just don't go in there and, go into the batting cage, hit 100 balls, find something else to do with that anger rather than injuring yourself, because now your team is going to suffer with you out of it. Although the Seattle Mariners have been enormously underperforming this year.
Right.
I mean, even their GM will tell you this is one of the worst put together teams in the history of baseball. I mean, when you think about what they spent on this team, and they're in almost last place, just ahead of the Oakland Athletics in their division, this is ridiculous.
Well, and everybody thought they were going to have a great year. You did. I mean, I thought you picked them, didn't you?
I did. I thought the Seattle Mariners.
I thought so too.
But now you got this whole business. Oh my God!
Baseball's a frustrating sport, and I get the emotion, but you got to be a man. You don't go and do something that's stupid.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean,
First,
what you do is
be
you
a
suck
man,
it up.
and you, like Ralph says, you suck it up, you control it. But if you can't, we've all let our emotions get the best of us. We've gotten angry and punched a wall, or kicked a baby, or something like that. We've all been there.
Don't know that we've kicked a baby. I don't. Have you
thought about it? But
aha! I was just trying to bait Ralph into admitting he kicked a baby.
Thought about
so
it.
There it is. There it is.
Right.
Clip that.
There's a reason my
Ralph
daughter doesn't
kicks
talk to
babies.
me anymore. So
She can't.
That dental work didn't take.
take a bat to the wall and crack a bat. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean,
first part, he does that dumb bleep, and then he cries.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Come on, man.
That's not man.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So next one is Tim Hardaway, the original, is out his damn mind. I'm going to cut straight to it. And I actually did watch this show. I watched this show. This is a show. I don't know how new it is or not, but I'm actually kind of enjoying it. You ever watched that Craig Carton on the Fox? Craig
I have,
Carton?
but I can't.
The bald
When they
guy?
start, everybody's talking at the same time. I can't understand what the hell they're saying.
like
But yeah,
this
I
show?
have watched it. Yeah.
So it's sort of like this show.
No.
I never watched that show, but I did used to listen to him when he was on in New
Yeah.
York.
Well, he's a lot of shouty. So after a while, I can't take it anymore. It's just too much. But Tim Hardaway is on there. I like Tim Hardaway. And surprisingly, Plaxico Burress is too. I mean, it seems like a pretty good show. Anyway, so Tim Hardaway is talking about, the DeAndre Ayton thing. And then he just goes, oh, yeah, by the way, they got that Bol. Oh, I think he's better than Victor Wembanyama.
Idiot.
Sorry? He's like, oh yeah, he's ready to go. If you were talking about playing in the NBA right now, Bol better than Victor Wembanyama. So what Tim Hardaway has done is answer the question: do NBA players suffer CTE? I think now we have our answer.
Huh.
What is he? Is there anything close to a nugget of truth in this?
The nugget of truth would be that Bol has the potential to be a starter in the NBA. But that's about as close as I can get you with the information that we have.
Here's the quote: Bol is better than Victor Wembanyama and has more physical talent to play in the
in the WNBA.
That was a slip. To play in the NBA right now.
No.
The only thing the only star that I will give Bol is he's been in the league for several years, where Victor Wembanyama has not. That's the only. Other than that, Wembanyama, I think, exceeds him far and away talent wise. And not only that, I think Wembanyama is going to pick up quick on what happens in this league, and he's already said in a press
he's going to be fine.
He's going to be fine because this league's not as tough as the European League.
And the European League, I think. Well, anyway, that's a different conversation. The point is, I think with Bol, no, I don't think he's as polished a player. And I think Wembanyama is also ultimately going to be a physically larger player. Like, he's really skinny right now, but he's going to be able to put on weight in a way that I don't know that Bol can. That's just not his build. And then, the other aspect of it is, Bol has been in the league a handful of years. Last year was the first year he was healthy from start to finish, and he was just okay. He's just all right.
Yeah, Wembanyama is going to be better than just okay. You'll see. Cardinal Art says, pour me a cold one, Randy. And he also says, I guess somebody didn't take their Ritalin before the game. Whatever happened to just hitting the bat up against the cooler? I guess maybe he didn't have his bat. I mean, listen, when you're throwing a tantrum, and we all have, you do dumb things. You do dumb things. And he did a dumb thing. And Baker's Coggy Hen says, 24 years old isn't a kid. Get some emotional help, man. Throws a fit and then proceeds to emotionally break down because of it. They pay you to hit baseballs, not hurt yourself like an idiot. Seemed pretty easy.
That's what I mean. Go into the batting cage, hit some balls off the tee. I mean, take your aggression out that way, man.
Yeah, well, he knows that now.
Today's 24-year-old is like yesterday's 16-year-old.
So they are coming out a bit emotionally and brain stunted,
but not like
candy
that.
ass.
There are a bunch of 24-year-olds in Major League Baseball who I'm sure are frustrated because baseball is a frustrating game. And as far as I can tell, there's only one of them who broke his foot on a damn cooler. So you can grade this on a curve and do that if you'd like to, but he is singularly stupid in a way that no one else has been. So
I'm glad you said that because I was about to blame us, our generation, for ruining these kinds of kids. But you're right.
I don't.
Only this kid.
I don't know how old is Aaron Judge. I don't know, but Aaron Judge has been mature in a way that just. But it's not just Aaron Judge. Like a lot of these guys are able to figure out. I don't know. Don't destroy your own hand or foot or any other part of you because your job is to actually be physically fit to play.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we've got On This Date in Big George's sports history and other things. I don't know what. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. Get a $20 bonus gift card for every $100 gift card you buy. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where delicious 7-course meals prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and their signature cocktails. Now through July, for every $100 gift card you buy, get an extra $20 bonus card. Bonus cards cannot be used on the date of purchase. Go to KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. That's 480-607-1114.
Would you like to access some of the equity in your home without refinancing? No reason to refinance and lose that great low rate that you have on your current mortgage. Desert Equity Lending can get you the home equity line of credit you've been looking for. It's fast, it's easy, and it may not even require tax returns. That's right. We can use bank statements to qualify you. Most banks require at least 2 years of tax returns and many other supporting documents. When the big banks say no, we say yes. You can have your home equity line in as little as 15 days. We have a simplified process that helps get you a home equity line of credit in half the time using half the documentation that the big banks require. It's never been easier. Call now, 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Find out just how easy it is to get a home equity line of credit without jumping through all the hoops at a big bank. Call Desert Equity Lending at 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. Desert Equity Lending MV 0906989 NMLS number NMLS 1733669. Conditions and restrictions apply.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Dave Wender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and the Reds are up now 4-3 over the Diamondbacks, top of the fifth and 2 outs. But that's all right because the Dodgers are still losing 2-0 at the hands of the Texas Rangers.
And San Fran's losing too.
Well, that's good to know.
We need that.
It's a wash. 888-368-1580. Blissel Hayes says, I saw a Bull highlight clip a few days ago. He has way more skills than I thought. He's very impressive. Well, that's why they call it a highlight reel. What's his consistency reel? See, that's a pretty good phrase I just came up with. We should have a consistency reel that shows you what a player is like most of the time. Highlight reels, of course, show somebody looking amazing, just for that time. So, Cardinal Art says, hell, Ralph, Micah Parsons' mom, I guess, still pays his cell phone bill and his Netflix.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
Why shouldn't that immediately reverse the day that you
Yeah.
pick up a phone and Jerry Jones says you're a Dallas Cowboy?
It's worse because I think she's doing it with his money.
Yeah.
So she's managing his life
I see.
like she has always done as an
I
adult.
see. Okay. All right.
Moist One says, let's not act like a player doesn't hurt themselves out of frustration every year, especially pitchers. There's going to be a couple of these stories every year. He's dumb, but he's not alone in his stupidity. No, you're absolutely right.
No, he's not. You're right.
Crying wise,
he's alone in this thing. Yes, Ralph's right, where he had a tantrum and then later goes, I'll let my team down. You've let your chromosomes down.
It's one thing to break your foot. It's another thing to cry in front of the press. Gee whiz.
My whole thing is like, if you're gonna be that sorry about it, you really could think about how sorry you are to let your teammates down before you let them down.
And now Keon is ready to be a father.
Do it. I don't understand. I don't know. Don't you ever think sometimes about, okay, if I don't do this, like these are the people that I'm gonna let down?
When you're 24 and you're making that kind of money, you're playing ball now. No, you don't think about that.
Okay, well.
Yeah,
I was 24 and look, I was not smart, but I
that kind of money.
I was 24 and I played ball and I can remember one time I was frustrated, about a play or something, and I came off and I was throwing my gear all over the dugout. And I had an older guy, one of the assistant coaches, telling me, look, it's time for you to grow up, man. You don't do that.
Oh, that hurts.
If you want to get this out, go get a tee and a bag of balls and hit about 1,000 balls.
Yeah.
But don't hurt yourself or anybody else on the team by throwing a temper tantrum, especially in the dugout.
Have you gone to a youth baseball game?
No, not in years.
Go to a club youth baseball game and watch the temper tantrums and watch the crying. It's unbelievable because there's so much pressure on these kids, and that game is basically a game of absolute failure. And some of them just can't take it.
Oh, baseball by its very nature is a game of failure.
Yeah, and they just can't take it. And it's
Randy, when that guy came over and said that to you, you felt about how big? About so small, right?
Well, I felt
immediately
small.
Hit you, right?
I felt small, but at the same time, after the game, he's the one that came up and encouraged me.
Right.
He's the guy that built me back up, and I learned a valuable lesson about that. As a young man, you got to think outside the box. You can't think about in your little space here. And I think that's like Ralph just said, that's the difference in today's kids compared to when we were growing up.
Kids at 10 years old today are going to mental coaches.
Jeez.
That is part of the game now. That's just reality.
And I can't speak for baseball because I just don't know enough, but I know that when it comes to basketball and football, there are definitely not just parents, but whole communities that are like, you're really good. You're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And they put all these pressure on like kid that's like 12 and the cracking starts there and just gets worse. And
the problem was the other way around. When we were kids, it was just like, you're not going to go out there and do your best, but don't. And I'm Irish, so my people are never like encouraging. But I remember, when I was playing football, at Mountain View, and I got a touchdown, which I celebrated probably a few more moments longer than I should have. And as I ran by Coach Jess Parker, he didn't even look at me. He was arms crossed, looking straight out onto the field. And as I kind of walked by feeling all happy and cocky, he's like, try to act like you've been somewhere.
Yep.
And I just went,
see, but what did you learn?
Yeah, I learned.
What did you learn?
Yeah. I learned, don't act like an idiot. Just you
there
can
you go.
have your moment. You can spike your ball and then have some dignity and get off the damn field because.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Where are the men today?
I think my testicles went right back up to my body at that moment.
Well, I've said it before. Where are the men today that stand up and don't allow this to happen? You can't put so much pressure on these kids.
It's not just pressure.
At the same time, you've got to build these young men up. You've got to build them up to be men.
But also, parents have become too much friends with their kids and not parent enough. And so that it's a lot of permissiveness. There's a lot of everything. And then you add pressure onto no accountability, no expectation to do the right things. And of course, the kid is going to implode. You have to be a parent first. You have to build this child into a solid person with the encouragement as well as the discipline. And then they turn out right. The kid who's sitting there breaking his foot on a cooler, I'd like to talk to his parents. You know what I'm saying? And you'd learn a lot if you'd had that conversation.
Let me say this. I ran and built a club organization out here for 10 years. And the one thing that I saw from almost every parent, they were living through their kid.
Yeah, and that's wrong.
And they used to take these kids after games and berate them like I've never seen in my life.
And it's just
it's
baseball.
ridiculous.
Like it's supposed to just be a game.
And
like,
every kid's going to make the majors.
Oh, and the kids should turn to their parents and say, "Oh, so tell me about your time in the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
Tell me about your time in Major League Baseball."
It's
but
funny
the
you say
kids
that.
don't know to say that. You know what I mean? Like it's just here's the person who's supposed to be the most important person in the world to you, and they're treating you like you're a professional athlete. You haven't done anything. You're just a kid.
Right. Yeah, Ralph is right. People should not be trying to live their lives through their kids. All right, it's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's Sports History. Back in the year 1959, under intense public pressure and the Massachusetts Committee Against Discrimination ongoing investigation, the Boston Red Sox became the last club to integrate. 14 years after Boston passed on Jackie Robinson, despite a successful tryout in 1945, Elijah Pumpsy Green pinch ran and played shortstop, become the first black athlete to play for the Red Sox. Yeah, 14 years, and it took the threat of an ongoing investigation by the government to, get them to, include African Americans on their team. 14 years.
Well, I'm glad they passed on Jackie Robinson because he became a Dodger. Best thing that ever happened to the Dodgers.
I was just focusing on how bad of racists exist in Boston.
I knew you were going to go there.
Day,
So I was trying to.
And you just had to throw that
I
damn.
wanted
Dodgers
to get it away
spin.
from you because I knew you were going. I just wanted to make you feel. Oh, by the way, the Dodgers are winning 3-2 right now. But I wanted to make you feel that.
I don't
not
get
on my
to say
screen.
anything.
They're not, and I'm not hitting refresh. Dodgers
refresh.
still losing. No, I refuse.
The Washington Redskins circa 1962 were the last NFL team to integrate. So I don't get to do a whole lot of
Are they really? Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow.
the very last.
The nation's capital team.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, no, because George Preston Marshall owned the
Do
team
what I
at the
say,
time,
not what
and
I
he
do.
was insanely racist.
So
in the very explicit, like if you read some of the quotes he said, oh no, kind of way.
You
Yeah.
got good owners there. It's good.
You know what? I'm running out of time, and I haven't done it yet in this hour, so I'm just gonna dancer. I'm just gonna do that. I just don't have time to work it into
Going
conversation
to a strip club or what?
in 2 minutes. Yeah, that's right. Who's your favorite dancer, Ralph? Because you're the only one we know that goes to strip club.
Her name is Lolo.
Her name is Lolo. She was a showgirl.
More like Lola.
And then when I go downstairs, I'm gonna get food thrown at me. So that's great.
Yeah, open your mouth. Yeah, if you're all the only dinner you get.
Kind of brought that on yourself, didn't you, Ralph?
Yeah. That's what I do.
Can somebody explain to me, by the way, the lyrics to the Killers song? They're like, "Are we human or are we dancer?" I don't understand that song at all. Does anybody know what that's supposed to be about?
I don't know what the song's supposed to be about. I like the song, but I don't know. I don't know.
I am killer. I am dancer.
No, human. Are we human or are we dancer? That's the line in that song. I've never understood it. By the way, everybody's look, suddenly everybody's texting in and they got the thing,
Dancer.
except for Moist one who says chastity. Okay.
No, we didn't want to know your
Ralph.
favorite dancer.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Moist
no.
one. You just
That was his favorite dancer. He's just telling you.
it's a very ironic name too for
Chastity.
anyway.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Well, the Elton John singing about "Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer."
Yeah.
I always thought he was saying "Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza."
Hey. Oh,
That's-
hey.
I
Yo.
feel like that would have been more Elton Speed, if you know what I mean.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Yeah, I guess I always got that. wrong.
He didn't fly that way though, did he?
No, not
Danza?
Tony.
No,
but Elton sure did.
No, hey.
Elton did enough for both of them. So,
Well, that's true.
and
You
Dave,
think-
listen, $20 is $20.
You think Elton was watching a whole lot of Who's the Boss?
We all were, Keon.
Don't
That
know.
He was telling
Light,
people
that
who the
Judith
boss was.
Light was hot.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
get me a piece of that Judith Light. I can't say Alyssa Milano because she was a child then. Well, I was a child then too, so I can. Okay, never mind. I can say it. Oh yeah, there was Alyssa Milano on the show.
No, she's a biatch.
We were little kids then. Ralph was too old. It'd be weird if Ralph said this, not me.
Ralph, did you just say she was a biatch?
I did, yes.
Did you date her in
Alyssa
high school or
Milano?
something or what?
What did Alyssa Milano ever do to you?
It's just what she is now. She's a total biatch.
She's out of work.
That's what she deserves to be.
Unemployed?
Wow.
I don't know anything about this, but I'm sniffing something political.
Did
A
she
little.
did she go to USC? I don't understand.
I think a
What
lot,
did she do?
but
Would she go to USC? What does that have to do with it?
What if I don't understand? University of Spoiled Children. I don't know. What
You know what? The only other thing I have to say today is rest in peace, Tony Bennett.
Oh, that's right.
I
That's right.
left my heart.
96 years old.
And you think that you can't die from any sort of sexually transmitted diseases, you get off of a microphone. I'm talking to you, Lady Gaga. What you've done is just irresponsible. I just made that up. Show's over. Bye. See you Monday.
See you Monday.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess.